morning, everybody. Well, it's Monday morning. Let's see. Monday morning, can't beat this day. Okay, we're so glad to say that in here on the East Coast anyway, for the next 5 days, the temperature's gonna be chilly. It's not gonna be super warm. Today's supposed to get up to maybe 26, 24, 26. That doesn't sound so bad. Temperatures are going to be in the highs tomorrow. For the next few days will be like a high of 22. That's like 72 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who want Frankenstein units. So, I don't need to run the air conditioner. I don't need to run the fans. I don't need to run my electric bill up, which is a great thing because we got the money for the hanging out for Christmas, but we don't have a lot of extra resources on hand, spare money for things. Just leave it at that. We got enough for Christmas and me and Noodles. You just come back and talk to me a bit, you know? Come on, Noodles. I miss talking to you. I wish you'd just come back. I don't know why you're still sitting there like the grumpy sea goat you can be. Come on, get over here. Don't be my sister. All right? So, of course, my sister was a Capricorn herself, so I kind of know the game. Stubborn. Not that Virgo is necessarily not stubborn. We have our stubborn side too, which is the stickiest sign, the most stubborn sign of the zodiac is Taurus. But we don't have any Taurus in my family that I know of. Good morning, David S. How you doing today? Good morning to you. Good morning. Hopefully today we'll get maybe Nads will come up on panel. Or Gaming Fairy or Brittany or one of the other people. It was kind of Libby show didn't really have anybody on panel. Not to really know. We had, but I got a chance to use it to talk about Victorian fashion. As you can see the notes in the screen. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, let me just go recap this one thing about this. The note cat is it gives you a summary. Learning and starts with defining live intro, troubleshooting camera remissions, and coordinating with the Discord audience while explaining setup details. The discussion then shifts to a deep dive into Victorian fashion, covering undergarments, corsets, and layering with observations of how culture shaped clothing norms for both women and men. The segment also leaves in reflection as the past videos and the channel's history, including early streaming tools and archival clips. Finally, the host touches on the donations and plans for future content. What exactly are you thinking? Well, you know, I haven't really done any videos. But maybe it's because the wig's a pain in the head. Yeah. It's not like you. I could just go ahead, just quickly run my comb in my hair and go, okay, ready, let's go. And it's weird enough when I do it on your show, but yeah, you also played I think we were a whole lowdown video too. Yeah, that was fun because some people never seen it, how that came out. And then you talked about on Delia Debshire's a simple early music sampling using electronic effects. Yep, using the Doctor Who theme song. It was kind of cool when you think about the layers that she was doing at that time. Yeah. Going for a CT scan today. Oh, okay. Well, I hope it goes well for you, David S. Well, thank you very much, Kendall. I appreciate like our videos and Lummy's videos. We work really hard for our money. And we try to keep our audience entertained as best we can. And so that's why we do what we do, good content. I hate this shirt. You know why I hate the shirt? Yeah. Because you're still fat. Well, yeah. It's a little snug anyway. Yeah. So, just an interesting thing about the show is how it's changed a lot over the years. When you look back at the early years when I started out, we didn't have this technology that we have now. For example, the very earliest videos, camera was held, my iPhone 3GS was held to my camera tripod with duct tape. And it was a little heavy, and the duct tape wasn't the best duct tape. And so what would happen is you get less than 10 minutes to do a video before the tape gives out and the phone crashes onto the floor. And so that's why they were short. On top of that, our internet connection back then was atrociously slow. And so first we couldn't do live shows at all, and then we started to do them around 2015. And that was when we started. So it's been about 9 years. About 9 years we were doing live shows. Yeah, that's when we started. The show was on YouTube since officially on the platform since July of 2010, July 16th, 2010, more of a viewer. And then she did start doing videos. So for 4 years, she started out just doing videos and not live streams because her computer could record a live video, but couldn't really do a live stream. And so she started out just doing videos, and then eventually, as she upgraded her gear a little each time, because she didn't have donations at first, because she did get into the AdSense program, 2013, 2014? Yeah. But she had, like, nobody watching you. Right. So, it took a long time for her to save up the money and the resources to get to doing the videos on YouTube as she does them now. And which is a far cry from the early years as far as technology. Yeah, it has been a slow migration path. People forget that you don't go, most people don't start out completely equipped with a brand new studio, all new gear and everything. And even if you did, there's always a learning curve. And I got a question for you. When you were watching that Delia Debshire's video, what was the most notable thing that you think stood out the most? How hot that studio must have been. In 1962, almost all that equipment was using vacuum tubes. even the signal generators. And she had a bank of about 16 of them. 16 with vacuum tubes in them. And the 4 reel-to-reels. Those alone have a lot of tubes. Yeah. 1/4-inch tape. Surprised she wasn't using anything wider than that. It looked like they were mono machines. They were mono, yeah. Oh my god. That would have been hot. Yeah. I love the display they were using as a example of the screen there with the oscilloscope display. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having something like that in my studio so I can see what my signal looks like. So I can see where the noise canceling needs to be worked on. That's the one thing that we do forget. If we, like the morning show here, we use OBS to do it. The whole thing, from audio and video, and processing and getting it out there. When we're using StreamYard Studio, we don't have noise filtering on, and so you hear everything from the sound of fans to the, me typing my fingers to the crackles in the records when we're playing on Silvermoon. And I thought about adding additional filtering or find a way to still filter the sound through OBS. The only thing is, I'm afraid if I do that, is that it's going to add a lot of latency and a lot of delay. And it could make the whole thing go pear-shaped. So we never did do that. But I have considered doing that because kind of like some of the filtering, like the fans and things. The latency would kind of suck. Yeah, well, the latency is, unfortunately, the more stuff you put in the audio or video chain, the more processing is gonna take time. Yeah. I don't need to get a D104 crystal microphone. I'm not interested in getting a condenser microphone. This is a dynamic. But I thought about getting a ribbon microphone, but those things are very, very delicate and very, very fussy, and I don't think I want one of those either. Some people like the Shure 7B studio microphone, right? Yeah, well, the Shure 7B, as I call it, the tin can microphone, because it looks like a big giant tin can spray painted black. I think it's god awful ugly. I do like the. I still like the Shure. I like the Shure 55. And the Shure, Unidyne 55. The original Unidyne microphone was cool because it was definitely was a performer in its own right. It was one of the first of the cardioids that was sometimes known as the Elvis mic. And I'm actually kind of curious about getting a Shure Unidyne 55, one that's in good shape, the one with the 3 impedance settings, because then I can use it for a nice, good, heavy, vintage bass. I wouldn't put the Shure Unidyne 55 on this stand. I don't think the stand could take it. I think the stand would probably collapse under the sheer weight of the capsule hanging upside down. Besides, well, just briefly. we started talking about how we started out the show, doing them live around 2015, as we saw on Lemmy's show. And someone says you don't know how far you went until you look at where you started from. And when you look at where you started from, it's amazing that I'm even here. It was just held together by spit and chewing gum a lot of times. Literally. Sometimes I've actually used chewing gum to stick things to the monster or rubber cement to hold pieces together. We'll get a large audience. We always do. So, unfortunately enough, Noodles never got back to me yet, and I don't know when he's going to get back to me. I kind of wish he would come back. Stop being so stubborn. Let's come on up, Hammer, anyway. Let's talk about something else. Because you got some ideas, I'm sure. Hello, Parasol. Oh, she's in the UK seeing family and friends, and she'll probably be back soon, and maybe she can manage to talk to Mojo and get her to join Discord, and then we can have her come up on the show, too.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, because, I mean, Mojo right now is kind of left high and dry, because she's not on Discord, and, see, that's the thing M60 didn't think about. And I had to tell him this. I said, M60, keep one thing in mind. Well, Google Workspace did me dirty with this thing, with changing the way Google Meets works. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm doing okay. I'm holding on. Is that people like Mojo could come in and be part of the show. So, hello Leo, how you doing? Why don't you come on up? Panel's open. You got the front stage pass. You don't even need to be going to wait in my back room. Just come on in. Water's fine. So, yeah, I do like the. I know there's a few other microphones that are similar designs, like the Static has one. But some of the retro ones look awful. I've seen people hand holding a Shure 7B. Now, I'm gonna be honest. If you're gonna hand hold, I'm like, let me make sure my cover comes closer to this. A microphone like this. You know, you're holding onto the base. Oh, this is me. I was just walking around here. You know, hey, you know, it's designed for a stand. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. Another thing I hate about the Shure 7B is the wire. I hate the whole thing. It's. I'm sorry. It's not. I think it's ugly. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. But you know what, though? That's one thing I do kind of miss. What? Is the fact is, how do you know when someone's following you on YouTube, Kick, or Twitch? You don't, unless you see them says, thank you for the follow here, then you know it's YouTube. The Kick and Twitch ones are separate. Yeah. Hello. How you doing? How's it going, Leo? How's it going?
What are you talking about today?
Oh, just about anything you want to talk about on a Monday.
See what I think who was it Frank put in your Discord about those trans dolls, and we're all like, oh no, that's fake. That's actually true.
Oh really?
Yeah. They had it out on the news this morning. I'm like, oh, I thought, because I looked at it yesterday and tried to look it up and nothing was out on it. But yeah, in Minnesota, there's a school that actually used tax dollars to buy these dolls that are interchangeable, like private parts, and
Yeah.
a little scary.
What about the interchangeable hairstyles? What about clothing? After all, if you're gonna go halfway, you might as well go all the way, right? And what if you want to have a doll that's intersex? Do they have intersex parts for that doll too?
Nope. Just change the penis and the vagina, I guess.
That's it. Or what if you got both? Well,
I guess you could take. I don't know. Maybe the boobs can come off too.
Obviously. So, transsexual Mr. Potato Head, basically.
Yeah, basically.
That's silly. It's stupid too.
It is dumb. I mean, just let kids alone. That's let them be kids. They figure that stuff out eventually, and then and then that's all she wrote. Then you support them.
Have you ever remembered that, like, when Ken, with Barbie and Ken, right? Ken never had any male bits, right? It's kind of cute because it's funny to think about it now.
Yeah, I had an old cowboy doll. I think it's from like the 1960s, and
I think there was a little bit more reasonable answer for that in real life in a doll, or even in Ken or Barbie. Well, first of all, in the case of a Barbie, it's not like you're going to see much when you're only 6 inches tall. It's not going to give you that kind of precision.
No.
But I really do think it's going too far. I think this whole idea. Look, guys, I was born the way I am. Okay, I'm not modified. I wasn't changed. I wasn't converted. I'm just me. And I kind of set kind of on the fence because I'm like, what's it like to be a full normal man? I can't tell you because I'm not. What's it like to be full woman? I can't tell you that either. Well, I can to a point, but I can't bear children, and so I can't talk about that because I can't bear kids. So, you want to talk about being kind of some like Ed used to say, you can swing both ways. Oh, excuse me, no, Ed, unfortunately the door doesn't swing both ways. It'd be kind of interesting if it did, but
Ed meant he swung both ways.
Yeah, drunk and sober.
It's a shame he died the way he did. He had potential. I've seen it. It's just the alcohol destroyed him.
The T community is no longer accepted by the alphabet community. Yeah. Well, I guess you can understand. I can explain that. I mean, it stands for lesbians, gays, bisexuals. That's your sexual preferences. Transgender is like, it's not really like a sexual preference, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think even the I intersex is kind of not even in the LGBTQ. I guess we gotta scratch out the T. Okay, LGBI. Okay, I can't use that either because it's not a sexual preference. All right, so it gets confusing. But fortunately, I'm a lesbian, so I'm still in the LGB group. But I do have I'm a little bit bi-curious, so I guess I can still be in the B as well. But
I thought you were more bi.
Not really. Michelle's more into women than men, but just a few guys that do catch my attention. Yeah. So it's just interesting to see how the transgender community has basically alienated themselves so much with the people that originally were endorsing them, because they're making things worse.
Yeah. Well, they took it to an extreme that the gay community was set. Like, they had the right to marry, they had the right to live together, get insurance. They were being treated like everybody else.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this other group comes in, and now they screwed it up for them.
Right, the deviants.
I don't blame them for being ticked.
I don't really know why they decided to add them to that umbrella. I don't think it was the lesbians, gays, and bisexuals that added them in. I think everybody just lumped it in. So unfortunately, the problem is it ruined it for the lesbians, gays, and bisexuals, because they're like, guys, this isn't even a sexual preference. These are just a bunch of crazy nutcases, some of them. And then you got into things like Drag Queen Story Hour. Oh, I love talking about that. I'm sorry. Some people get offended. Allow me to get this bigger sledgehammer so I can smash your toes some more. What was the point of Drag Queen Story Hour at the library? What were you trying to teach little kids? How to be ugly?
I don't understand it either.
I don't blame them. I mean, I have a hard time. I'm intersex, okay? I have a hard time understanding why they want to push sports so much. I kind of see it, but I kind of don't. So let me explain why. Once you got Mr. T flowing through your blood vessels, you're going to be bigger, bulkier, stronger. Okay? And then you got these trans women that they say they want the same rights as biological women. Your endocrine system doesn't agree with you. Your endocrine system, which is swimming in Mr. T, is full of muscle building, natural, steroids. Because testosterone is a steroid. It's a naturally occurring steroid in a man. Women have some too, but not to the same level. The thing is you want to be in her locker room, even after you had all your surgeries and everything. The problem is, who are you going to compete against? Almost any woman that you ever going to compete against, you're going to defeat. It's just obvious. You're stronger. You still got the results of Mr. T, secondary sex characteristics. You're also going to get Mr. DMT, making you lose your hair. You're going to still get beards. What the hell? Okay, some sports I can see where trans can play, and no one will really say it's unfair. For example, tennis. Tennis and golf are probably two sports that a trans woman can play against other women. I don't know if they would be any better at it, or bowling. But anything that's contact sports like wrestling, boxing, even track, field, you're likely to be, because your influence, your secondary 6 characteristics are going to probably be more stamina than the woman that you're going to be running against or jumping against, or that's kind of hard to. Like somebody suggested, I think you suggested they should have a league of their own or a division of their own.
Of the trans community?
Yeah.
I
So
honestly think there should just be a strength test. And if they're testing as strong as a man, put them in with the men. If they're testing, put them in with the women.
well, I like the idea of a league of their own. Say, for example, the TNBA, the Transnational Basketball Association, the TPBA, the Transgender Pro Bowling Association. I don't know if we have to go that far with golf, but still. They had women's tee boxes for a reason. Golfing, Michelle. How you doing, Voiceless Kratos? Welcome to the show this morning. Good morning to you. And now you got some of these trans people are regretting it, right? And they want to get surgery to switch them back to what they were before they transitioned. Well, guess what? You're never going to be able to have a baby. You have lost your reproductive capability. You have lost your reproductive rights. They're in the garbage can somewhere. You now are saying, oh, gee, I think I should have stayed what I was born with. Well, why didn't you? You thought, oh, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna feel great, and some people just go, nah, I made a mistake, boo-hoo. I can't afford to go back now, I'm stuck this way.
Yeah, there are actually advocates now who they're suing the doctors actually that did the transition.
I do know about that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're advocating. They're like, look, if you feel a certain way, there's nothing wrong with living your life that way. But the minute you cut it off, you've just destroyed every chance you possibly could for any type of children, if that's ever something you want to do. You screw up your urology, you have problems peeing for the rest of your life, you're in pain most of your life. It doesn't fix the internal turmoil in you.
Right.
It's a very sad situation for these people. It's I have no doubt that there are people born that are like, hey, I feel like a woman or I feel like a man with all the hormones that are pumped in through our foods. Absolutely.
Oh, what's in
But
our foods and being out of agribusiness is crazy. Yeah. But I agree with you. Look, I'm not converted, I'm just like a Hebrew national hot dog. No additives, colors, flavors, or preservatives. And you know what? I think it's probably better that way. I'm sterile anyway. I can't have kids. But even if I could, I already know I can't afford it. So forget it. It's just not going to happen. But to go through and spend all that money, all of that money that they spend on modifying themselves.
Well, that's the problem. It's not them spending the money, it's the taxpayers. That's the issue.
And the insurance companies, apparently, in some cases.
Yeah, if they want to do the surgery, like, we can try to stop them, but I mean, if it's their own money, there's nothing you can do. But
Right.
when you're using taxpayers' money, it's the same thing like for abortions and everything.
Oh,
like,
right, exactly.
No, you don't get a say.
I mean, I just listen, guys. You do get a chance in a second when you pass on in my faith system. If you're an atheist, you probably don't believe this, but I do. You get a chance to have another life. You get a chance to try the other sex in your next life. a female soul can choose a male body for reasons that they want to understand the male body a little bit better. So that's their experiences. Lomi's been a man a couple of times. I've been a man a couple of times in my prior lives. There's nothing fun about it. Really. You learn something. But it's just like the Oil of Olay commercial. Love the skin you're in. Think about it. You guys are on the earth right now, as you are, whatever it is. Just, just be appreciative that you're alive and breathing.
Michele, do you think the absence of God in our country, because they've taken it out of everything, do you think that plays a big part
Yes.
on identity with people?
Yes, I do. Because I think the problem is people keep thinking that there's no one else that cares about them. That they don't believe that there's a higher power that would help them through the trials and tribulations. And in fact, that's also one of the tools first of socialism is to get rid of God. The communists do this, socialists do this. Get rid of.
Because there can't be anybody over those leaders, because if we have God in our life, God is before everything. So they have to destroy that so that they're before. That's why they want all our money, to dictate who has what. It's such a flawed system. I don't know how anybody would want it.
Yeah, it's that's just it. I mean, it's. But here's the thing: I like to see God. I don't see him like some people do. Some evangelicals see God as some old, mean, grumpy person that wants everybody to burn in hell forever. That's not God. God, in my faith system, is, a parent, kind of like a parent. The kids are adults. They know they're adults, but they know that they're going to make mistakes. Let me give an example. Let's say, for example, your daughter comes home from college. So we're flashing for about a decade here, okay? She's come home from college. She got her, her science degree or whatever, and then of course she says, "Ma, I can't find a place to live. Everything's so damn expensive. I looked everywhere. Can I come home? I mean, I don't even have a job right now. I can't even find work." That's like what you do with God. God is like the parent that says, remember, like in the prodigal son, right? Same thing. Son comes up and says, maybe my dad will hire me back, if I just work as a common farmhand.
I view that, though, living with parents that enabled and then their parents enabled, I feel that is on the parent to instill in their child that this is what I'm fighting with my daughter right now with. If you go to school, you need to pick a career that there is something waiting there for you, that you're able to get a job. You need something self-sufficient that's going to, support you. Regardless if it's a business degree and you end up being a manager, because she's got these grandiose type ideas of being something really outside of the box. And I'm like, it is fine to follow that dream, but unless you have something underneath you that you can fall back on, like, I can't support you for the rest of your life. Right. Parents don't tell their children that. They let them come home, they enable their bad behaviors, and they just keep getting worse. That's how you end up with people like Bergs and, Dave 25, all these people that live at home, they never grow up. Because their parents don't tell them, this is your responsibility. You have to make something out of yourself, because I'm not going to be here forever.
Well, the thing is that right now, if you really want, I don't know what your daughter's interested in, but I know I've always liked technology. I've always liked, I always wanted to start a business. I always dreamed about it. Making a business happen. But I also realized that even when I was a sophomore in high school, Everything was made in China. Even that, right? It was, okay, wait a minute. Everything's made in China. So what kinds of long-term career? Remember, I'm disabled, so I have a little bit. I have to be careful when I think about things. Because I can think of everybody else. I can think of, oh, I'd like to do be an electrician, or yeah, that's fine. Until you actually find out that with your eyesight, you're going to be climbing up on a high ladder, working on a light fixture, say in a gymnasium somewhere, or maybe on one of those scissor lifts, and you got to get close to see the wiring.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. I'm scared of heights to that level. I mean, you're talking about 25 feet in the air on a scissor lift. That's not exactly a comfortable thought.
And you're already fighting hearing impairment, sight, vision impairment. You got a bad knee.
Right.
Yeah, so that wouldn't have been a good choice for you.
No. I knew that even when I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, my daughter wants to be a forensic psychologist now. She went from being a lawyer to a forensic psychologist. And I'm like, I mean, it's attainable.
Psychologist.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe she can combine the two and become a public defender. There you go.
I told her she needs to become a lawyer, a dentist, or a doctor, because those are the three things that every family needs in their life.
Nurse. What about nursing? There is a huge market for nursing in this country because the fact is we're getting old.
They just declassified it as like I forget what they called it. It doesn't make as much money as it used to, which is weird, right? Because without nurses, you don't have a medical field. But that's hopefully going to change now, because when Obamacare came in, it wiped out my career. I lost my job.
Right.
And then it wiped out it. What it did is it merged what I was in with the registered nurses, because we learned just as much, but we weren't paid. And so the nurses, they got downgraded,
That's
which is
interesting.
really.
Good morning, Game of Theory. Why don't you come up on panel? If you want, you've got some time, why don't you come on up or in the live area over the Discord, and I'll still talk to you later on this afternoon too. Just but if you want to come on up for a bit.
Gamey Fairies, she's a funny girl. I like her.
She's a nice girl.
She ever seen in red.
Yeah, you're right. The healthcare industry in this country is being shaken up. It's but I think that right now what you need is more blue collar workers, though. Something your daughter probably wouldn't be interested in. But nursing
I know
would
what
be...
I want to talk to you about, Michele. I seen a video. I don't even know where this video came from. It just popped up on my screen, and I was trying to download it, but I don't even know what platform I was on. The farmers they put out I'm thinking it's the farmers. That's the only thing I can think it is. They put out a, what do they call that? A stipulation to the government that they want 5 people arrested and jailed, and they want them to be prosecuted, which is like Obama, the Clintons, other people. I don't remember who they all were, but they said if that is not done by October something 16th or 17th, something in our country is going to change, and people are standing. I think they're going to stop selling their production. I don't think they're going to start. I think a lot of us are going to be in, what do they call that?
Yeah, but a lot of farmers, unfortunately, are kind of involuntarily having to stop the production because they're not making much money anymore. It's costing too much money.
Cow, butcher, the cow people, or I don't know who exactly
the
this guy was.
Beef industry, pork industry, chicken industry. These are fields that have a high overhead.
But it was the first I seen of it, and I thought, oh shit, we may be without something for a while if they don't bring these people in.
Right, but also Trump also pointed out that we need more fertilizer. And during the Ukraine event, we were getting a lot of our materials that we needed for fertilizer from overseas, right? nitrates and phosphorus to make fertilizer. That we were actually importing more than we were making. And right now there's a shortage of fertilizer. And so farmers are trying to figure out how they're going to be able to fertilize the crops. Then you had these droughts.
We had fertilizer plants here. Well, not plants. I guess they sold, because all it is the manure. We had like the sheep manure, the cow manure.
Yeah.
They would use that for fertilizer here.
Yeah.
All our farms died. They sold off everything because they couldn't make money. And with all the laws that were put on them, they said it would have been cheaper for them to just get out of it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what farmers are doing.
God, they bring them back.
They're selling their land. They're subdividing the lots. Oh, they can make a one-time sale and still be set for life. They might keep the land with the houses on, but subdivide the actual cropland.
Mm-hmm. Or, rent it out or something.
That's going to be bad. That's going to hurt us. You know.
Why does everyone think their hamburger is $20 for a 3-pound tube and chicken is $6 a chicken? Well, higher than that, because everything's being imported. Everything was sold off.
Yeah.
To a different fucking country. Sorry.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I don't know. I hope that our farms come back, because farming was one of the biggest things in our area. But they killed the farms, and now they're trying to bring in all the data centers, which I'm okay with data centers as long as they're put, where they're supposed to be and not interrupting people.
And
I understand
stop
the need
giving
for
them tax breaks all the time, because that's the mistake. Look, they're multi-billion-dollar corporations. They don't need your stinking tax breaks.
Yeah, well, Trump put in a law that they're supposed to be paying some of the counties, they pay for all their electricity, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. But right now, they apparently, the data centers are going bankrupt too.
Are they?
It's becoming too expensive to run them.
Mm.
The electricity, the water, the sewer, the upkeep is starting to get very expensive. And customers, they originally thought they were going to be the panacea of all your problems. Well, it didn't work out that way.
I don't understand why they're like, oh, jobs are coming in. What the hell job do you need to work at a data center? The janitor?
Security and janitor. That's
it. So what, like 50 job openings?
20 to 50, depending on the data center. Oh yeah, maintenance. That's it. So where do they keep thinking there's gonna be thousands of jobs? They don't need thousands of jobs.
I laughed so hard when our governor's like, yeah, I just spent so many billion and we just secured 126 jobs. I'm like, what the? 120 jobs is nothing.
Right.
It's less than the graduating class of one county.
And then the 120 jobs are probably just to build the thing. But once it's built, you don't need you anymore.
Exactly.
Because the data center is pretty much it's not like in healthcare where you got patients, like even in senior housing or something where you need patients that need assistance. Data centers are just boxes that suck electricity and water, and they don't need supervision like that. I mean, yes, occasionally parts fail, but it's not. You're removing the human element, and when you remove the human element, the equation changes, but not in our favor. Now, after all, data centers don't cost money. They're free. So what do you gain with data centers? Nothing. Except the big, giant, expensive thing that's sucking your power and your water and isn't giving anything back to the community except pollution and noise.
See, Noodles was telling me, because I was complaining about data centers to him, and he was telling me that the data center by him, he could barely hear it. Like, he doesn't ever hear it. And I'm like, well, why is there so much bad about it then? Like, where's the good press about these things?
There isn't any.
Yeah, there isn't. That's why I was like, I don't know about these. Like, start showing me something positive. And then, then I'll be like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand because he's trying to get ahead of China with the AI because that's the new thing. And if we
Yeah.
get ahead of them, then we'll be leading in that. But in the same sentence, it's like, but what are we going to use this all for? People are backing away from the internet now. So do we even need these data centers?
Yeah, people are starting to leave the internet now. But I noticed one thing with Grok too. Grok used to be pretty fast. Now Grok has gotten to be slower, a lot slower. I think Grok has been downsized. Because I think Elon Musk realized that Grok was a giant, power peg, and for what we pay a month, $30, it's too expensive to leave computers running just twiddling the little digital thumbs all day waiting for someone to speak up. So I think he's probably downsized a lot of Grok. And the other thing is that ChatGPT is kind of unfortunately gave the data centers another black eye when it went rogue.
That bad.
It is weird to think about that. Do you really want to have something that decides on its own volition to go hack into another data service? I mean, this is not anything that is going to help us in the long run. Speaking of Noodles, when was the last time we talked to him? Because I was hoping he was going to get back to me someday.
I haven't talked to him for a few days. Like I said, he was being a dick to me the same time he was being a dick to you, Michelle. It's like, I'm not playing his games like that anymore. It's like, you're not going to treat me like I'm fucking stupid and then expect me to get you donations and I don't get shit from it. Like, fuck him.
Yeah.
So I haven't talked to him in days.
That's sad. I mean, well, let's talk what you know about Noodles now, because I don't watch his show a lot. But do you think his show is still doing okay, or do you think he's starting to suffer just as we are?
I think it's doing about the same as normal. I mean, he's my personal opinion on it, and I'm not trying to slam him or anything, but he hangs around with losers, and that's his content. Those losers are dried up. Nobody gives a shit about them people, but he keeps resurrecting them, like to expect that they're going to bring them in. I don't know. They kill his show to me. The minute he started talking about them, like before, when I would be there, I'd leave, or if they'd show up in his chat, I'd leave. I don't want to have anything to do with these people.
How many viewers does he normally get on his shows, as far as you know?
Well, it depends. When he does just a normal show, he can get like 30, 40, but when he does the vertical, he can get up to like 100.
Yeah. Yeah, but the verticals, didn't work out for me. I basically said to myself, the verticals are a waste of my time.
You don't like the verticals? Well, the verticals do bring in viewers, that is for sure. But
yeah, but
again,
look at my face here. I need a wider screen. I mean, I don't need to be squished. I mean, to take my current screen and squish it to a third of its original size to make a vertical. And then a poor schmuck on the other side would have to set their player to expand it back to full size from 33% aspect ratio reduction. That's crazy.
Well, with the vertical, though, you could just back up from the camera, can't you? Or does that not work?
No, I can't because of my eyesight.
Right. No, I know that. But could you move
It's
the
not the only
camera
way I
further
could do
away?
it is to do this, is to pull the monitor all the way up here and then crop me up more. But then, no, I just don't like the vertical anyway. I like landscape better. I'm a wide person. I need wide space.
I don't like the vertical because I don't like the format of like how you can chat and everything. But I understand the appeal to people because you get more viewers and.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the vertical. Oh shit.
Yeah. We said, Leo, I agree there is no future with channels that dig up the past because they don't have any better content for the future.
What was that?
Chris said, Leo, I
Great.
agree there's no future for channels that dig up the past because they
Right.
don't have any better content for the future.
Yeah, right, Chris. I don't know why he holds on to that. And I've had conversations with him about it before. Like, dude, nobody cares about these losers. Nobody.
Yeah.
They're not funny. They're actually. It's almost sad to see the way they live their lives. One of them's a pedophile in real life. It's like, who wants these people? Noodles does apparently.
Now, he's. What a morning says Wasteless. What do you mean by that? Well, Wasteless, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know why Noodles does enjoy talking about these people. I mean, obviously his audience hasn't told him to shut up yet. I mean, I like what he's trying to draw his artwork. I like what he's trying to create things with his hands and his artwork.
Well, his IRL, they do really well because people kind of live through him vicariously because he goes through like New York but I've seen it so much that it's kind of boring to me.
Yeah, it's repetitive.
I mean, if I don't know, I don't even know what to say anymore because it's like every time I offer suggestions, I'm just looked at as like a clown or an idiot or I don't know what I'm talking about. So I reserve things now. I don't offer suggestions.
I mean, like some people said to me, like, oh, I'd like to see you do more of, show us your behind the scenes of your world. And it's like, why? I mean, like, you want me to show you on a live screen, for example, like when I cook something? You realize that some things are better in videos, right? Because you can edit them, make sure that they're with less errors in them. The minute you do a live stream, you realize you don't get any option to do a retake if you make something wrong. Now, that's why videos, were very popular even back in the days of television, whenever TV was still a thing, it was still new, and yeah, live TV shows were a thing too, but people preferred making the TV shows in advance, shooting them on 16 millimeter film, and then they would play the 16 millimeter film later on, because there means that if there's any misread lines or something, people are going to be like, okay, we can fix that error, just got to do a retake to get the show better. And people accepted that. There's nothing wrong with video. There's nothing wrong with taking the time, coming up with a script, set up your stuff that you're going to be talking about ahead of time, versus when you're going live and then you're reading the chat and then you're trying to do things at the same time. Voices said, I hate vertical streams because I can't see the live chats. Then I do verticals because I don't have a streaming app. Not a new laptop. You can still do poor landscape on your phone. turn your phone to landscape. Then when you go live, go into the settings and select portrait or landscape. It's not going to be by default, but you can select it. Okay? And then that show will be recorded in landscape. And that's what I was doing for a long time. Or you could just install, besides the Google YouTube app, there's other ways to do it too. If you want to skip the YouTube side of the thing. But since you're probably using the YouTube app, just do what I said. Just go into settings when your phone is in landscape and change it so that you're going to be recording in landscape instead of portrait. Why don't you have jewels and rubies? I don't know anything about jewels and rubies, but we do got the donation option. See, I don't know anything about the jewels and the rubies. Well, that's true. Yeah, that's why we do the morning show. Because that is the only reason I do the morning show, is to interact with people. You know, but if I want to make something that's more polished or professional, I'm gonna do it as a video. Because then I can set up the, everything ahead of time, get the script all set, because I memorize my script, and then I can get the show started. And even if I make a mistake, I can go back in, I can edit out that mistake. If I need to redo a redo until I get it right. As far as gemstones, I never heard of gemstones.
I think there's something that YouTube does now. Instead of giving money, you can award people, I guess they're points, and then on those points that people can decide what to do with them.
Oh, okay.
Go on, mamas. Go.
I didn't even see it as an option. But right now, we'll just use super chat, super stickers, and super thanks. So too many more layers on things, it'll just get confusing. Just like a kick, we have kicks, and on Twitch we got bits.
Yeah, it's like YouTube is taking things from other platforms. I don't like it. I liked YouTube the way it was.
Yeah, I liked YouTube before they got crazy with these shorts things too. I think that was really what killed the content for a lot of creators. And then when they started encouraging AI, and the typical AI video is about 3 minutes, right? So that's what flooded the entire shorts was AI slop.
I think AI videos should have a label on it, like how above 18 music does, like explicit lyrics. It's like, this is generated by AI.
Yeah, it does. It does have
does
that.
It?
Yeah, it's in the video. It's in the video description itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be, because people don't check that. And you got a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, that's true, I just seen it. No, that was AI.
Yeah. I would just say is I should actually have an option. You could toggle in your settings. I don't want to see any shorts at all. I don't mind AI content. There's some good stuff out there. But I want to see AI content that is a regular video length and standard landscape. I don't want to see portrait. I don't want to see 3 minutes of ADHD kind of content where a person is talking super fast, try to cram in 10 minutes and stuff in 3. I don't need that. I already got enough things in my life that makes me kind of hyperactive as it is. I don't need to see a video I want a video that's, comfortable, relaxed. I don't want to feel like I'm being rushed. Yeah, they can, and you can also set up Restream that does the same thing as StreamYards, and it's cheaper. I think it's only $20 a month. Now I'm on a grandmothered plan. That's why I only pay $6. But if you get on the Restream, you can stream in portrait, landscape, or both on YouTube. I think that's kind of stupid, actually. I'll explain why. Because if you go for the both, it's just going to take your landscape screen and it's going to chop off a third on the left, a third on the right, and which means you're going to see my face is going to be cut in half, my chat's going to be cut in half, and you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. And I think it's just a stupid idea. I wish YouTube would just stop trying to be like a Me Too company. Me too, me too, me too. Oh, I gotta be like TikTok. Me too. I gotta be like Twitch. That's how he started with streaming. Well, that was fine. Alright? But then, like I said, the TikTok thing. Look, guys, I know TikTok's popular. I know that. But I sure the hell ain't gonna sit through and watch all those shorts. No, it'll be half of my face. Because you take a third of the screen off on the left, a third of the screen off on the right, you'll see half of my face. And you'll see half the chat. Okay, good. I'm glad you were able to figure it out.
Michelle, are we going to have a hard winter?
Yeah.
We've kind of had a hard summer. Yeah, I think we are too.
Yeah, we are, which is good because we need to get the snowpack up. We need to get the seasons back to normal. Normally, El Nino normally causes winters to be harsh, but this winter is going to be unbelievably harsh. Right now, it's only in Fahrenheit units, Frankenstein units, is only 72 degrees right now where I am.
Yeah, it's only in the 70s. It's so humid, though.
Yeah. It was humid last night, too, in Silvermoon. For voiceless creators, keep it simple. Just try out the StreamYards for the 20 hours. If you do 2-hour streams, that's 10 hours. Alright? Try it out the free for 10 hours. And if you like it and you want to spend $80 a month, which is insane. I mean, don't go into the crazy about starting saying, I'm going to create a 15, 20 accounts. Then you have to remember 15, 20 passwords. And then yeah. A restream is only $6 a month, $20 a month. Or a StreamYard went up to $80 a month. That's insane. $80 a month. That gets in another field. Subscription hell.
Yeah.
And yeah, another thing too. Modern stuff is crap. I don't care what they tell you. Carpenters will tell you the same thing. That when modern houses, they're built like crap too. Modern appliances are built like crap.
Did you see those prefab houses now? Now you can order a house through like Menards and it comes all pre-cut. You just got to like kind of stick it together and then screw it all and nail it together.
Yeah.
But everything's like like the sections are all pre-cut and everything. You just kind of hit insert A to B. I'm like, that's kind of cool, but I don't know how good that's going to be.
It's like a flat pack IKEA package, basically.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's probably built
could
just
build
like
your
an
own-
IKEA package too. Here's
like
your
Linky.
Swedish junk. How are you sealing the gap? How are you sealing the gaps? Oh, did you give us any caulk? No.
I love watching those videos, like when the guys go into the woods and they build like this whole little sanctuary out of a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Just by using the trees and whatever that's around them.
Yeah.
Those are cool. That's a man for you. A man can build you a whole house out of just forest.
Yeah. Well, actually, originally back when we were in the early years, we would do the same thing when we started creating communities back 10,000 years ago. That's what we used to do. You use those things around you to make a community. Brush, branches, tree, limbs, leaves for the roof, using long grasses to help keep the water out. It's not really that new. It's just that so many people expecting everything is going to come out of a factory now.
Yeah, it's not new, but it's a lost, I think, art, because people are so lazy and used to having everything kind of done for them in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you can order your house, your wood and everything now. You don't have to go cut down the trees.
True. That's where like Menards and Home Depot and Lowe's succeeded, is having the wood all set there in pallets for you to pick up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to hate doing those orders. They'd come through. We had these giant sheets, and we'd have to ring them all individually. Like you want 1,000 2x4s, and everything had to be rung in my hand.
Yeah.
For inventory.
Yeah, well, that's, I remember they used to be a customer at Radio Shack. They fill out the receipt page, right? Handwriting in what kind of like part orders I ordered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you ordered a 274 115, and the price would be like $3.99, and then the guy had to calculate the tax and the. I always wondered why they used their phone number for. Oh, what's your phone number and address? Oh, they give me a phone number and address. But nowadays people don't even handwrite anymore. Really, I don't really handwrite. I mean, my handwriting is atrocious, but I kind of wish I had better handwriting. But
practice makes perfect.
Yeah, true. I haven't used my handwriting much anymore because, I usually just type everything.
It hurts to hold a pencil for me or a pen now because my thumbs are all jacked up.
That sucks.
But I still do it. I think I have that de Quervaise, whatever. It's like carpal tunnel, but only in your tongue, only in your thumb.
Yeah.
And I think that's from all the.
But you know what's
online.
cool, though, is another thing that they have, which for some people this is a benefit. You mentioned prefab housing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people buy those pre-made sheds at Menards, Lowe's, and Home Depot, and they'll deliver them on your lot.
Yeah. I have a friend, actually my best friend, my only friend that I've been friends with for years, over 20 years. She bought a pole barn. She put it up herself with a little bit of help from other people.
Yeah.
And she's going to make it into a house.
Yeah. Something wrong with
and
that.
I've seen it, and she's got the foundation, all the walls up and everything. It's going to be a big house.
Is it going to have a basement, or is it?
She doesn't have a basement. No, she just has the concrete slab down.
Yeah.
But she's got so much property, and all she had was this rundown trailer. And she's like, I'm not going to fix the trailer up. I'm just going to put a house on my property. I'm like, oh, okay. But then she's like, oh, I'm going to get, this, and then just design my own house. She's very creative.
Do you think she's
So
gonna turn that trailer eventually into a rental?
no, I mean, the floor's falling out. It's really bad.
Okay.
Her kids are grown and the other one's getting married now. So she's just been waiting, for them to get out of the house, and she'll probably just get rid of that trailer. It's trash.
Yeah. I'm sure she could probably sell the aluminium and stuff cheap on scrappers.
Yeah, she might be able to, because it
Yeah.
is an older one. So I'm sure it's got a lot of stuff in it she can salvage.
Think of gas appliances and a lot of heaters. And
Mhm.
we're talking about travel trailer or mobile home, because either way, you can still sell the copper and stuff.
We have this couple that they built like a log cabin type house, that style house, and then they built a mother-in-law little
Right.
area. You know what? It's like a little house for them, but it's basically just like a studio apartment. It's really cute how they have it set. That's kind of like, I think, is a good idea. That way your parents would have independence, but you can still be there for them, or whoever.
Well, what I was going to do originally was, if I could find the land that wasn't going to cost me an arm and a leg and a ton of blood, I was going to do something similar like I suggested. Just maybe get a small little... Amazon sells these too. They're made in China. They fold out. They're like houses that they ship inside container trucks. So you could just get a house, and it just opens up like a flower. The roof comes
Oh,
up.
I've seen those. Yeah, they extend.
Yeah.
Those are cool as hell. That's another. I wonder how long those last.
I don't know either. I've heard some people say they're okay, but they unfortunately do develop leaks over a few years.
Mm.
But then,
I could see that.
the most mobile homes for that matter. So I guess it's just gets the nature of the roof. But I would order the house with a couple twists, because that's just me. It would have 240-volt British outlets in it. And I definitely want a tub. And that means that my bathroom would have to be bigger than the standard shower that they put in them, which is really very small. In a way, think of it
You
as...
should get one of those walk-in tubs where it's smaller, it's more vertical. You shut the door, it seals it, and then you fill it up, but you're sitting on like a bench.
Yeah.
Those look pretty cool.
Yeah, but how much water you realize they're using?
It's not that much more expensive, because I priced it out and I'm like, oh, that's kind of doable. And insurances will pay for it if it's medical. Actually, for you, it would be, because to get up and down would be
for me,
a hard thing to do.
I would need, for a standard modern fiberglass tub. First of all, there's two things that have to occur for me. Number one, you're gonna need grab rails. If I can't grab onto something to get in and out of the tub, I'm fucked. Okay, with my cast iron tub, I got built-in grab rails. All right. If the second thing is because of my weight, that has to be really, really solid concrete foundation. Otherwise, there's a good chance that it might crack with me in it. and that scares me.
I doubt that would happen. My brother's 6'3". He was almost 400 pounds. And he used to fit himself in those tubs and never had an issue. I'm like, that's a big tub. He's like, no, my feet are just sticking out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're pretty durable.
Yeah, well, either way, I like I said, I prefer my cast iron clawfoot tub that we have here. That's just
those
easy.
Are nicer.
Those things are great for me, because I can get in and out. Like when I'm ready to go in, ease myself in, I just hold on to the sides and I just gently ease myself down. I don't have to rush, because it doesn't. My hands don't slip because the rough nature of the cast iron in the outside. So I got a good firm grip. So same thing when I'm getting out of the tub. I grab onto the sides and then I just gently kick my feet underneath me and I'm up, out. You know, it works. It's for me, it's convenient. The problem is landlords nowadays, when they flip houses, they get rid of the damn things, and then they're like, "Oh, it's progress, honey." But depends on the person. I need a tub because it has the natural grab rails I need. You just threw away a handicapped accessible feature. They don't think about that. Okay, if the tub is all rusty and is deteriorating, yeah, okay, I see the point there. But if the tub is physically fine, you realize that most cast iron tubs are a quarter inch thick, right? Of solid cast iron. They're not pussy tubs. They're heavy, but
Do they even make cast iron tubs anymore, or are they
yeah, they
just
do,
kind of,
and they cost a very expensive price because the fact
I
is
bet they
there are
do.
not as many made anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, I know it's heavy. We did actually, because when my parents renovated upstairs bathroom, we had to temporarily take the tub out of my parents' bathroom upstairs, and we scooted it into my sister's bedroom because my brother had to basically redo the floor, and then the plumber had to come by and hook all the pipes back up. But like me, my mother said, I want to keep this tub because this tub is good because I like the depth. We all liked it because it was deep and it was easy to get in and out of. Well, I mean, like I said, cast iron tubs, I don't have a problem with them. Yes, they're heavy, but they're durable. Sometimes you need to get some new enamel on it, some new powder coat, because they do. The old porcelain enamel will chip eventually, but my tub's got some porcelain chips on it. But it's for me. If it was the tub that was actually for me, it was the keeper for the apartment. If I didn't have the cast iron tub and the skylight in this room, I would have told Jimmy straight up, nah, not interested. But the cast iron tub, as I said, was the keeper. I was like, oh yeah, I want this apartment for sure. This has got a perfect tub for me. Even before I had knee problems, I had knee problems because I had arthritis in that knee. So that's something that people don't realize, is that I already was suffering damage to that knee even before I broke my kneecap. So
My knees are bad too. I think it's just an age thingy. It's
it's
like
an age thing.
they don't hurt, but they're not stable. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I mean, they hurt sometimes, but I mean, the main thing is the stability of my knees.
Yeah. But you know what? The funny thing is, I actually did have to ask my doctor to give me bone density test, and it turns out that my knee had lost a lot of calcium naturally.
Sure. That one knee, your kneecap's all the way up in your thigh.
Now it's up in my thigh.
Yeah.
It's not connected to anything except the muscle on the top, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm still walking on it though. That's even more
know.
crazy.
I don't know how you can. It doesn't. Do you feel that it's up there or no?
No, I've gotten so used to it now. I don't even really
Yeah.
notice it. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's the cast iron tubs of water stays hot for longer. That's absolutely true. Same thing with cast iron radiators, and they still make those too, by the way. And they also recycle the old cast iron radiators from old houses that were torn down or renovated. Sometimes they'll sell those to antique supply houses. It's kind of cool. Yeah. I also use to wash laundry. So more like 200 times a year, depending on how much laundry I gotta do. But imagine if I was just only taking a shower, I would feel like I'm losing something more than just the pleasure of actually being able to let my muscles soak in warm water and get nice and soft. You know, I mean, so like I said, this fold-out house that you can buy from China, those Amazon ships. Well, Amazon actually doesn't ship it; it's another company does. But the thing is what's cool about that is it's prefab, right? And you get like 10 strong guys, so you can flip out the sides and lock the sides in place, and it's already wired and plumbed. Depending on what you order for the features, as I said, I would wire for UK wiring standard, and I would use at the consumer unit a isolation transformer to bring up the proper 260 volt or 240 volts at 60 hertz, because that doesn't change line frequency. But if you want to do line frequency, you could always get a big giant inverter, you know, like similar to what I got here, but the 220 version of this. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because I don't know if you can see it here. Let me just show it to you. There is the inverter that right now is running the air conditioner in the bedroom and all my lights in the bedroom right now. And all connected to that battery and the solar panels over there in the window. So, and it also is connected to the main, so that it's always getting kept charged no matter what. You know, so even if there's not enough sun, I still get power coming in, charging the battery. It's full. So when the power fails, it just instantly kicks the battery, and I don't even have to worry. My air conditioner doesn't even notice the flicker. It just switches right over to the in batteries in the system. Yeah, that's what most modern tubs are like. Yeah.
Well, Michelle, what do you got lined up for today besides for your show?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Hey, today is the only day I really actually get my a week off. This is the only day of the week I really get to myself, because you got the political talk roundtable tomorrow at 8. You got the science talk of Laughters on Wednesday at 8. You have tech talk with M60 and Laughters at 8. On Friday, you got story time with Grok at 7, and then Saturday you got the live Discord chat at 7. Then you have Silvermoon Radio AM 1610 on Kick and Twitch at 7. Lemmy does her show on 3 on Sunday. So this is really the only day I really get a chance to just kind of chill. You know.
I wish I got a day off.
What? What kind of deal?
My daughter's in cheerleading, and that's like nonstop.
Really? Cheerleading?
She hasn't even had the summer off. The minute school was out, it was all about cheerleading. And she loves it, so I support her, but it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And then band starts. This month, too.
I forgot what instrument she played again on band.
She did clarinet.
Oh.
She plays clarinet just like I did. She's got my old wooden clarinet, which is kind of cool.
Okay. That's cool.
She's my little. That's how we're going to go to Disney this year or next year.
David S. says he has a CT scan that has to be done later in the day. Yeah, I wish you luck with that. Yeah, I as far as Noodles goes and my show goes, right now I have 90 views right now, which isn't bad. 14 minutes average viewer engagement, that's kind of meh. But, you know, it's Monday and people probably not watching as much right now. They watch later on in the day when they get home from work. But I don't know how Noodles can keep doing what he does, because he doesn't just do a show or 2 shows. He does like 3 or 4 shows in a single day. I don't know how he can keep up with that. I think I would lose it if I had to do that many shows a day. It's just a weird idea. Imagine doing all those shows a day. So Leo had to head out. So I mean, oh, I'm sure. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but hope for the best. Don't worry about the worst. I'm sure you've already been keeping your own laundry list of problems. You're like me, you probably have a laundry list a mile long, right? Try to keep a positive outlook. That's what I would do. Just try to keep a positive outlook. How you doing, Brittany? Why don't you come on up? I got some time. Leo is just here. I didn't super sleep on my day off. I don't either. I got up yesterday. The morning was like, I woke up close to regular wake up time, like I went on a week. But like I told Rusty, was looking at me like, "You gonna feed me?" Like, yeah, I'll feed you. But you realize it's a weekend, right? It's the only day of the weekend I get a chance to sleep in. Okay, cool. I don't get migraines, but my back starts to hurt because I tend to lay on my back. So I tend to just sleep just as much as I need, and then I get up. Stretch my boy muscles. Oh. I still haven't got the seat exactly where I get. The seat's a little bit off. It always is off because I gotta get a new base with the casters on it. But no, I haven't been keeping up with the tropical storm thing. So, well, with all the warm water from the Silver El Nino, yeah, you're gonna have definitely Category 5s. However, the water in Connecticut might start cooling down enough that hurricane might not come in here, but don't count on it. But if we lose power because of a hurricane, I got it covered, baby. Don't you worry about it. Just like I was showing Leo. You know, because this thing here is the inverter that keeps my... Right now it's running the air conditioner in the bedroom, but there's the battery box down there. There's the 2 solar panels charging them. Sitting in the window there. Plus, it also gets charged from the mains, so it's always, the battery's always tip top full, and that makes a difference, you know. Okay. Well, right now, Connecticut, where it is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be a high of 23. Okay, so a little bit cold. 22, 23. 23, I think it was supposed to be like 24, but let's see. 4, 8, 6. Yeah, 74, 76. Not bad. I'll take it. I bought that paint. My landlord originally was going to paint my apartment some awful color. And the color he wanted to originally paint the apartment was an awful looking blue. Mix of paint like he likes to do. Take all the old paint and mix it together. And I saw what he was thinking of putting on my walls and said, "The hell you are." I said, "What can I do to get the color I think is more appropriate?" And he says, "Well, I got pink." And I saw the pink. I said, "Yeah. All right. How much? $100. All right. Give him $100 cash." They gave me the pink paint. And then I bought some more extra pink paint by matching up the sample so I can touch up where the stove chimney was that was covered by sheetrock gypsum compound, because the water damage from the ceiling caused the sheetrock to kind of erode away, and he patched it, but it was just awful because they didn't repaint it, so I had somebody to repaint it. No, definitely not blue. How you doing, Laughcast? Welcome to the show. Why don't you come on up and say hi to you if you're free? Yeah, well, I like pink. This is a very common color for me, and so I tend to... My apartment stands out in a good way in the building because it's got that, you know, bubblegum pink color. And that's what I call it, bubblegum pink. And yeah, that's why most houses are all boring. They're all white and gray. You don't even see brown anymore. Not even in the floor. What's wrong with maple? What's wrong with lightly finished oak? That's why I love the 1970s houses, because they weren't afraid of color. Even some like 1960s, same thing. Avocado green appliances, cocoa brown appliances. You know, my favorite is Harvest Gold. I love Harvest Gold. I love Harvest Gold. I love that color. You know, I love those kind of schemes. apple red. That's holy crap! How much lighting are they using to make the room light? As far as deep purple, I mean that was one of the other colors he showed me was deep purple. I said I don't want that. I love purple, but that's a little bit much. I've been in apartments where they painted the walls black. Think of how much illumination it takes to basically try to lighten up a studio when all your walls are black. Yeah. Neon green, no, I guess it just proves a point. Everybody has different tastes, you know. I want to stay away from electromucus. Thank you very much. When my mom and my dad, we moved into our apartment, a two-family home in New Hartford. They painted the walls dark navy blue, dark. I mean, it was almost black, man. My dad had to put like 3 layers of latex light blue to get rid of the dark navy blue on the wall. Yeah, I guess so. I love the actual natural wood color though. Maple, pine, you know, oak, walnut, natural colored wood, maybe with a light stain on it, is nice. Of course, I grew up in a house with floor layers. Of course, we know all about wood, right? My dad was a carpenter too. He was a rough and finish carpenter as well. So, I've seen it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And clean sweep with Niecy Nash and style. Some of the houses were kind of cool what they did. Kind of wish I had the money to do something like that. I'd like to do a clean sweep of this place. I could just see me get a sponsor. I could do my best Niecy Nash imitation. I bet the real Niecy Nash would go, "Girl, you're nailing it." Hello, how you doing?
Oh, hi, Michelle. How you doing?
That's good. Y'all set for political roundtable tomorrow? That should be interesting. I don't have anything pre-planned, but maybe you got some ideas?
I'm always ready.
Oh, that's good, because we covered crime and punishment, we covered the death penalty, we covered homelessness, we covered...
Yeah, we covered a lot in the first one.
I guess we can cover stupid politicians now.
That's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Easy one.
Ever seen
this guy's dumb.
When
this
you get
guy's
a situation where some of those politicians are like using the internet, like using the White Congress like their own variation of YouTube?
What do you mean?
Because they got C-SPAN, right? You see some of these guys, they're grandstanding up there, yelling about this, yelling about that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like they're doing IRL drama channels.
The drama's never too far away when you got humans involved.
Really? Hay on the walls? That sounds interesting. It also sounds like a fire hazard.
Hay on the walls? Dude, have you seen M60's when he reviews this one person who makes like decorations out of trash?
No, I didn't. But what kind of decorations were they finding in the trash? Obviously something that was usable, I think.
It's like they'll take like popsicle sticks and like pieces of broken mirror and like make a thing out of it. And like you think in principle that's cool, but like it just always looks terrible.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's just it should look nice, and it never does.
Sometimes. Depends on how creative you are to making something that's basically broken pieces look good.
Right.
That's a skill.
Yeah. And it always they always spray paint everything silver and gold, so it just looks really gaudy.
Oh, so you're going for the blood elf motif, huh? Oh. You don't forget to throw in lots of red too.
Yeah, might as well. But their house is just full of that crap.
Yeah.
It's like maybe one or two pieces, but like all over the place. It looks weird.
No, yeah, a lot of people use a lot of hot glue. Well, I don't have hot glue, but I've used it. It's not my thing, but
yeah, I've used it before.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, I always have a problem is I got great ideas, but I don't have the budget to go with my great ideas.
Same.
Yeah. For example, like if I had a bigger apartment with a backyard, I could have had like all four solar panels outside, and charging maybe 2 or 3 big lithium iron phosphate batteries. But because I live on the 3rd floor and those batteries weigh about 30 pounds each, I can't pick up that much. Really. I don't really know if I want to carry more lithium iron phosphate batteries up here.
But they can be like mounted outside.
Yeah. Oh, the panels can be mounted outside, but you definitely want to have your batteries in an area where, at least, especially for lithium iron phosphate, that doesn't get too cold or too hot.
Right.
The batteries are like some fair weather people. They don't like when it's too cold, and they don't like when they're too hot. Now, you want batteries, they can take it. Get absorbent glass mat, lead acids. They can take it. In fact, some people actually use combination of both in their systems.
I'm gonna diversify a little bit.
Yeah, because
what's the performance
especially
like
if you
on
have
those
like a winter hunting cottage, right? And for some reason it's too cold, and you forgot to leave the propane heat on, and all of a sudden you go there and it's only like 20 degrees inside your cottage. If you have the absorbent glass mat, you just turn the inverter to AGM and fire up the heating system. And then once the room gets up to like 20 degrees Celsius, then you can turn on the lithium iron phosphate. Then they'll be able to charge and take a charge.
And heat exchangers and like heat pumps and stuff that stuff is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like how a refrigerator works. Like if you ever want something really interesting to look up, that's relatively easy to understand, but like
you want
amazing
a quick and dirty heat pump? Take your window air conditioner, put it in your window in reverse. There you go. That's exactly what a heat pump does.
Good morning.
Well, it's hot, it's not cold. How you doing, Brittany?
Michelle, how mad would you be if you were on a TV show trading spaces and someone got the bright idea that you love the country? You're a country belle. And you come into your house.
I actually like the country, so but go on.
And they glued hay all over your walls. I'm gonna send you a picture of the hay walls, and you tell me how happy you would be.
Well,
I would make them take it down and eat it.
She literally dude, watchers. The lady's like, I have kids. And they're like, yeah, isn't it like rustic? That's so awesome. And she's like, no. She's literally looking at them like, no, it's not. This is not cool.
Yeah, like you hired an insane person to do the decor of your house. That's what happened.
And the lady's smiling. That's the worst part. The lady that did it, she's like, don't you love it?
Don't you love this garbage that I glued to your
the fact
wall?
is that trying to glue hay to walls sounds like something that is going to be very labor intensive.
It
Do you know what? Do you know what I have in my house? And Michelle probably has in her house too. Is horsehair plaster.
Oh yeah.
If you punch a hole into your wall, yeah, because that's actually the old form of insulation is putting horsehair in plaster.
Yeah, that's because the horsehair kind of acts as a reinforcing agent for the lime plaster.
Yeah, that too. But also it like helps keep the heat in. Not as good as like fiberglass insulation, but at the time that was that was the
that's
innovation.
another thing. They used to put corn cobs in the walls too.
Michelle, I sent you a picture of them assembling the hay wall.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't believe what they used to do in the Middle Ages for walls. They used to use mud top walls, which would be a mix of mud and manure, and
people still do that.
They would just weave the soft stoppings around, to make the structure.
I'm going to send it to you.
Panels.
Hoop house.
Look at this fucking. I can't get over the hay wall.
Let me see. Post anything, man.
Let me look at this.
I sent one to Michelle.
Oh, that's even worse than I imagined. That is so much worse than I imagined. Oh my god. Like,
it's a complete wall of hay glued on.
I'd be like, yes. I'd be like, Your Honor.
Well, let me tell you
the murder's
something.
Justified.
When I was designing this system, I was trying to decide between absorbent glass mat and lithium iron phosphate. And the reason was I would have went with the AGM if the batteries were still reasonable prices. However, they shot up like a rocket price-wise. And we know that AGM doesn't give as much runtime as the same battery physical size as lithium iron phosphate. But it's a lot safer because they don't necessarily going to go into thermal runaway, which lithium iron phosphate rarely does. But if it does, yeah, you're going to be running away.
It's thermal runaway because you got to run.
Yeah. Because they can release some really toxic fumes if those vent covers pop open. So the absorbent glass mat, unfortunately, they don't really like to be discharged below 50%. So that means if you have a 100 amp hour group 27, it's gonna be really equal to a 50 amp hour. So that means you would have to have two of them, and each one weighs about 50 pounds apiece. And the problem is the prices went up so much that the lithium iron phosphate was cheaper. Now I'm waiting for the new sodium batteries to come available online that are, if they really are going to get as cheap as they say they're going to be, then I'll try a sodium-ion battery too, because when I like to lose, right? Because my inverter can handle sodium. You can manually set the charge parameters to it. So, and I don't have anything against, sodium batteries. I mean, I don't know much about them. I have nothing against absorbent glass mat. The inverter that's underneath my desk, my UPS has an AGM. The one that's in the pantry has an AGM. The only lithium iron phosphate is the one that right now is running my air conditioner in the bedroom. And
sodium and lithium are both alkali metals.
Yeah.
So it probably works similarly, just a different chemical potential.
Right. I believe that they were saying is the sodium batteries are less likely to go into thermal runaway. I don't know how true that is. It depends on the electrolyte. Which kind of makes me wonder why they chose to use such a flammable electrolyte in lithium iron phosphate anyway. Even more so than lithium ion with cobalt. Why do you use such a flammable electrolyte?
Sodium is less efficient.
Yeah, but it's more tolerant to cold.
And the materials are more abundant. It's cheaper to make.
That's what I'm saying. If it's cheaper, because remember, lead acid's cheap too. Really, lead's cheap. We got lots of lead. The problem is that they weigh a lot, right?
Yeah, and it's not good for you.
No, it's not good for you. I mean, but we can recycle lead acid batteries pretty well. Absorbent glass mats we can recycle. After all, I could always return a dead battery for a core charge. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know about UPS batteries because maybe if you send them to an electronics store, they'll probably recycle them for you. $15 disposal charge.
Yeah, I'm looking up the differences between sodium and lithium batteries.
Sodium batteries don't have a flat discharge curve like lithium iron phosphate does. Its curve is more like lead acid on the discharge curve.
Interesting. That's really cool.
That means that maybe given the charge curve, it's going to be more like a lead acid curve. So you're going to need to have an inverter that can handle down to about a wide variety of voltages as it discharges, because the curve looks much more like lead acid. Which, one sense, isn't going to confuse anybody that's worked with lead acid all their lives. They'll be like, oh, okay. What's the voltage right now? 12.0. Oh, we better get ready to charge it soon, because once it gets down to 11.5, your battery is probably going to end up, if they keep forgetting that their sodium batteries have a different level of depth of discharge before they get damaged. I mean, basically anything that goes below 11.8 on lead acid is bad juju. But it doesn't take long. But right now I don't have money to invest in more batteries, so that's not going to be a thing. So we got what we got. Like Brittany's
a special interest of yours, Michele, just like batteries in general. Like, were you always interested in like solar power and batteries, or did someone like introduce you to that and you were like,
I always was interested in solar panels because I always thought that was kind of cool. Because the fact is that I can get free power from the sun.
Yeah.
And I really
it goes back to good old Albert Einstein, the photoelectric effect.
Yeah, the photoelectric effect goes back further than that. It actually was discovered originally when some people were using telegraph wires that had selenium in it.
Oh yeah. The effect was known before, but Einstein was able to understand the math, get the mathematics right for it, understand the phenomenon. And that's what got him the Nobel Prize, actually.
Did you know that, if I got this correctly here, that Einstein actually helped work on a variation of the ammonia absorption refrigeration system by using electricity or something?
I'm not surprised by that. He was all over the place in terms of science.
There was actually Humphrey Davies that discovered the absorption cooling mistake by when he was in the lab. He was working with ammonia and water, and I guess the cylinder or the test tube popped open, and all of a sudden the ammonia gas came out, and it was really cold as it was absorbing the heat.
You're talking about the Einstein refrigerator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's where the absorption refrigerator became a thing. And then Crossley came up with the Crossley balls back in the 1930s. Basically, 2 balls that were absorption refrigeration for people who wanted to keep food cold without electricity. You would just put in, say, like a pint of kerosene in a wick in the boiler, and it would make boiled ammonia, and it would actually cool the interior compartment of the refrigerator.
Yeah, flame-powered refrigerator. Yeah.
Yeah. Same technology is used in most RV refrigerators today.
And so I'm saying, people in the audience, you want something cool to research and like try to understand, like just look up refrigeration, like the science of refrigeration. It's fascinating.
Little House on the Prairie always interests me.
I'm not working on any projects right now, no, because I don't have any money right now because the donations are a little bit limited, so.
Because they had to use a cold cellar. The idea of digging in the ground a cold cellar so you could keep potentially stuff during the winter always really fascinating.
That's what a root cellar does.
That's what I'm saying. My mom read me Little House on the Prairie growing up, and you don't really think about it as a kid, like, oh, like there were like a whole separate entity on your property that you would walk down into, and hopefully it would soar during the winter time.
I watch Elias Yoder. He's Amish, and he's been talking about root cellars and things like that. So, my aunt had a root cellar in their old house, which she was built around 1760. And it was located right off of the main basement. It was a root cellar. And that's where they would keep the food, like vegetables and things like that. She still used it for that purpose. That later became where the water pump was located. Because they originally had a natural spring, but somebody happened to tap into her aquifer, and the pressure went basically down into the socks. So she ended up having a regular pump put in. I think it's in that room there. She can still turn on to the spring, but there's like less pressure. So at least then she has the option of getting water. So if you lose power failure, they could just switch over to the spring, and they can still have water to flush toilets and things like that. There's just not as much pressure.
Or before refrigerators really caught on, the idea that you would have to go outside in like an urbanized city and go find someone selling ice.
Yep.
Like big blocks of ice. That's crazy as hell to think about. Like, oh, another thing to add to your busy ass day. Let's go buy a big block
ice would
of
be
ice.
Usually deliver just like the milkman used to come bring in the milk, right? It would just, what days he would come, And so you would arrange to have the Iceman come, say, like 2 times a week to sell you like a 50-pound chunk of ice for your refrigerator in the or ice box in the kitchen.
My first apartment had an ice box.
That's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so old.
So you obviously got ice from the store, right?
I used it as part of the pantry. I did not use it as an ice box.
Yeah, some people do use it as a cool storage, not freezing storage. And they'll just like, if it's in good condition, I'll just put the ice in it. But I realized that, ice, a big, 50-pound chunk of ice on the top, it got cold. It got down to about 40. As long as you don't keep opening the door all the time. But, so what Crossley did was they made these Crossley balls that basically were ammonia refrigerator assemblies you could put into an ice box and fit them in there. And so the outside ball had like a kerosene burner on it. You just use it to heat the ammonia and hydrogen. Yes, there was hydrogen in there too. That would make the cold inner part where the cold ball is, for lack of a better term. Unfortunately,
you're taking advantage of the latent heat of a phase transition between liquid and gas.
Yeah.
That's how refrigeration works.
Yeah. And that's a cool thing, because obviously they still use ammonia absorption refrigeration, especially if the industry has a lot of heat. Say, for example, like in meat processing or something like that, where you're going to have maybe a lot of people, like washing processing gear, like knives and things like that. So in that case, the absorption system of ammonia is keeping the meat frozen from the same waste heat from the boiler that was used for the sterilization of the cookware and the utensils. So some places it makes sense. But ammonia is efficient, but unfortunately it's toxic. It can still kill you. You don't really...
Yeah, that's why it didn't catch on.
It did catch on for a long time, but the problem is then it's funny because then we went before that we were also using other things like sodium. I'm sorry, not sodium. Sulfur dioxide gas. We're using methyl chloride. We're using propane, butane, which we went back to propane and butane. So we went back to a combustible refrigerant, R290 and R600A.
Yep.
It's got a good GWP. It's highly efficient, but it's not going to impact the ozone layer. But if you got a leak in your system, you're fucked.
Yeah, you better keep your nose peeled, so to speak.
Well, that's just it. They don't add the methyl mercaptan or butyl mercaptan to it.
Oh, they don't? I didn't know that. Oh, so you won't be able to smell it then.
It's such a small amount. Let's put it this way. If your refrigerator starts getting cold and you're going to have to call the guy and fix it, he come in with his proper combustible gas tech to find out where the leaks are. Meep. Okay, you got a rusty seal here. I can see it's rusty, so I got to flush your system out with nitrogen, and I got to... Once it's flushed out, re-weld the pipe, and then, refill with R600A. Yeah.
Michelle, we should... it's probably too short a notice for this week, but one of these weeks for the science talk, we should do refrigerators. I think that'd be cool.
Can you do the history of a refrigerator and then go into modern technology? That's what I would like.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And I could show you an interesting thing that you can do with this stuff called no salt or potassium chloride, which you probably didn't even know about this. Take warm tap water and put in potassium chloride, such as no salt in it. It's an endothermic reaction. It absorbs heat. The water will get cold. I did it myself here, and it doesn't get freezing cold, but it gets cold,
Sure.
Because it's an endothermic reaction. It absorbs heat. Now imagine you took a big chunk of road salt. They say to use rock salt. Okay, you use a big chunk of rock salt, do the same thing. What do you think they use rock salt in ice cream makers for? That's exactly why. You take ice, you take rock salt, and it'll actually even get colder, even lower than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it gets cold down to about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's more than cold enough for making ice cream.
Yeah, and you could
with rock salt.
Yeah.
You could, in theory, then make a refrigerator cycle out of that by having the water boiled off inside of a container and then have it recondense and then remix with the salt.
Yeah, you could do that, but then again, there's a question about, is it going to be very efficient?
No, it wouldn't.
Because obviously, where are you going to get the heat from? The gas flame?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you save yourself the aggravation, just go with ammonia, and then you can basically get the...
Right.
It's gonna get even colder because Kimoni can get down into the way below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, it can get down to like minus 40 or something like that. And a single stage, you know, you gotta have some really frozen meat. That's why they use it in the meat packing industry. But I was just like, Lumi was showing us yesterday videos on her channel about how far we've come from when we first started out. And I don't know if you saw that video, but it was kind of interesting.
No, which
Your
video?
Content or like technology? I'm getting a little lost.
Yeah.
Like your content, Michelle, where your content started?
Yeah.
Or okay. Yeah, no, I haven't watched any vintage Michelle.
Just go into videos and then select date from the oldest first. Videos first. They can do the live streams later because that one goes back to 2015. But go back to the videos and you'll see how early videos were done. They were very primitive. We didn't even have this technology. This would have been a dream if I had this technology back then, but I didn't. You know.
Hey, but we're learning. Oh, that's the best part, right?
When did you start YouTubing, Michelle?
I started actually doing videos in YouTube in May of 2011, but I actually registered July 16th, 2010.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you've been around for almost all of YouTube.
16 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, because it started in 2006?
Yeah, so I got a little bit later on in it, but yeah, it's been around since 2004, actually.
That's about the time I made my account, was about 2012, 2011. Let me see. It says the date on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it does.
The channel I use now is not my original.
Oh, no, same. But this one's pretty old, all the same. October 30th, 2011.
Okay, so you started a year after me.
Little Brittany. How old was I in 2011? Oh, God. Let's see. I think I was 12.
Really?
Let's see.
Mine is March 31st, 2014. My current account.
So you started 3 years after, or 4 years after me. Well, I didn't actually start doing live shows until 2011, but I mean videos.
My first account was from 2006, but okay. I only posted a handful of videos from that, and it's defunct now. You wouldn't be able to find it.
I was 13 years old when I made this YouTube account.
That should tell you something. Shows that you're still dedicated to what you do.
Oh, Michelle, I did so much stuff on YouTube. I did live streaming really, really, really early. I did live streaming probably around this time on, oh my God, it was called, I swear to God, it was called Livestream or livestream.com or something.
Was it Blog TV? There was Blog TV.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do live streaming because at the time my internet was so terrible. I couldn't even get much more than 320 by 640. Or not even that much. I was like it wasn't even 640 by 480. I had to be even less quality than that. It was like 320 by 240.
I think it was called just live stream. I think I just, yeah.
There was a channel called live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just used live stream because my friend did art streams. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I thought that was so fucking cool. Hanging out, watching somebody draw for hours. And I thought, oh, I could be like PewDiePie.
Hey, that's how I started last year.
Isn't that, dude? It's so crazy how things have come full circle in several ways in life so far where it's like, that's really scary. I
don't think there really was any. I don't think there really was very many drama channels back then, was there? It was.
Depends on what you were paying attention to, I guess, Michelle, because like 2011, we got the atheist versus Christian community, and that drama, the Great Debate community spawned a lot of the people in the lolcow communities that we see today.
Yeah,
like, Shani and Rev are from the Great Debate days. G-Man is from the Great Debate days.
I was tangentially involved in the Great Debate community.
What about Bergs?
Bergs.
He's probably from the Great Beer days.
Trying to think of Shane Dawson was in his prime. Onision was making his really popular early videos, so it was all laying down the bricks for the drama to come.
I'm a banana.
Yeah.
Can you believe that that was all his ex-wife's idea? Like the I'm a banana and like a majority of the sketches that made him so famous, and she just wanted money when they divorced, and he was like, no, it's my image and my channel, and you're not making a dime off of it. That's why he kept making crazy videos when they got divorced of him being like, and I'm forced to pay alimony.
Well, you know, it's funny. My channel started out originally on YouTube because I was just watching it, and my case manager said, why not? You got a lot to say. Why don't you do a channel yourself? And then when I was talking to Christopher Murphy in an email about why I can't apply why they don't have low cost option for people to become an FCC fully licensed radio broadcasting station, he said, you also thought about trying YouTube? I said, no. But my case manager kind of said the same thing, so I did. So
there you go.
Amazing.
That's kind of how it started.
Thank you, those people along the way.
Yeah, we met a lot of people, but I don't really know what's going on with Noodles right now because he still hasn't reached out to me.
He still hasn't talked. Noodles, man. Please, bro, come back. We miss you. This is a genuine we miss you.
We do miss you. And the fact is that I don't know why you just can't come back. I mean, we took care of the zombies issue for you. You know, I know he doesn't like the setup with the Discord because I think he preferred the Google Meets because you can kind of pretty much present his content on the show and disrupt the flow. But
couldn't he do that in here though, Michelle? Like, can't I share my screen right
Here's
now?
How.
Yeah.
He shares the stream that he wants to share, right? But I have to manually turn it on to see it. So,
well, here, wait. Like, so if I wanted to share I'm just going to show my YouTube page. You can't see that right now, everybody?
Yeah, but if I click on watch stream, I'm not showing it to anyone else. So I'll just go click on here. So I just click watch stream. And there's your page. Yep, I see it now.
Yeah, so I'm confused as to what the issue is still, Michelle. I really don't know.
Maybe what confuses him is the fact that I have to manually click to watch the stream. Just like Lastcast has to click to watch it. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems upset about something.
He was upset because originally zombies came back on my Discord. Well,
I don't know. Zombies go suck a dick. I don't know. I don't know zombies. Like,
I don't know.
Care.
I don't even know who that is. I have no idea.
Michelle, I believe in what Gidgey said. You guys are such good friends that this will get patched up.
I hope it gets patched up, but I said, why don't we talk about it? He said to go piss off, so I said, guess he doesn't want to talk.
Well, I think he'll come around. I hope he comes around, Michelle. I'm legitimately not trying to bullshit you. I genuinely enjoy talking to Noodles in the morning.
Yeah.
I felt like we had a little group. It was Moose, it was Tiger. Have you heard from Tiger in England at all?
Moose
Is she
isn't
having
here
fun?
either.
I know.
Most supposedly is with Tiger in the UK.
They're having a rendezvous.
I don't know, but that's what I've heard. So yeah. Well, what's sad is that Mojo.
Did she get there safe?
Sadly enough, Mojo doesn't use Discord. That's why she's not been on panel, because she doesn't use Discord.
Well, if you guys care about Michelle's finances, the Discord is the better option, right? Because it is free versus Google Meets,
right,
which you had to pay for. It's literally, that is it.
Yeah.
Well, Meets has unfortunately a couple other things that they screwed the pooch on. First of all, it used to be when you're using Google Meets, I could make somebody a mod when they came in. They can't do that anymore. They changed it. You had to make people mods in advance. So in every stream, would have to send Tiger a mod request. I'd have to send. So it was one of the things that screwed the pooch for me. The other thing was the way they hijacked the microphone. I don't like that. The fact is that I used to be able to place, things in the background and everybody would be able to hear it. Now, if I play a video on Chrome, you and the Meets couldn't hear it. And then when I tried to share the screen, we got nothing but an echo factory. And the reason is because the way I had my sound system wired up. So that was the first thing. That was the bigger problem of the two. Is that. But the thing is that I go ahead and I get the links set up. For every time I have to change a link, I had to send out like 30 links to trusted people to join the panels, and then somehow the links falls in bad hands, and the next thing you know, I got people coming up. They start saying nasty stuff, and then you have to try to block them. And good luck, because they're very fast at dropping off before you can block them. And soon you're playing walk control, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that,
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's annoying. I don't think the sub was really that expensive. I was like, with $9.99 a month, it wasn't that expensive. But it was just a fact that, number one, Google Meets decided that we have to change the way this software works. Why? Maybe I want to have the option to make someone a co-host and a fly. Or maybe I don't want you to hijack my microphone. I mean, there are reasons people do not want people to hijack your microphone. And it just bothers me. Right, I thought he was home in his gym. I thought so too, Christine. I'm pushing and advance my portal box and doing experiments with hacked radio. It's the biggest project I can really explain yet. Well, I wish you luck. A vortex machine. Oh, I'd love to work on I'm building a TARDIS.
Michelle, can I ask you a personal Doctor Who question?
Yeah.
Do you know Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor? What's your opinion on his appearance? I think he looks so ugly that I can't stand looking at him.
Matt Smith. I don't remember him.
You're right. Do you just like classic Doctor Who?
I watched classic Doctor Who. I don't even like Tennant. I don't even like the first Doctor of the new series. I thought that Tennant was awful.
the Ninth Doctor. I think he's cool. I don't know. That was my intro to Doctor Who. Here, I'll send you a picture of Matt Smith. He looks like an alien.
Check yeah, I watched the Doctor Who after John Pertwee. I went in the second Doctor. That was kind of funky. He kind of reminded me of an Aquarius kind of energy. You know, kind of reminded me a little bit of Chris Bliss, actually, in this kind of mentality. You know, like he's just kind of, it had an Aquarian feel to him, but I kind of like that. No, a TARDIS is like it's a portal, time and portal traveling device. A vortex machine, that sounds like something for a tornado, yeah. Well, why would you need a vortex machine? But you know, yeah, I like some of the early classic Doctor Who. 1980s was pretty good. That was some good stuff. But the sad truth is, the female Doctor of the new series, the last one there, what was the name? She was okay. I watched some of her.
I have to watch that season. I want to watch, because, okay, Michelle, I don't know if you've kept up with Doctor Who at all, but the Black Doctor that was just recently the Doctor.
I don't really know anything about him. No, I see.
I didn't watch any of that season, right? But I saw the very last episode where he's regenerating, and he turns into Rose Tyler, who is my favorite character in Doctor Who.
Wait, Rose Tyler?
Yes. I have to show you.
Wasn't she working with a Tennant?
Yeah, she was. So they're thinking that it's not technically Rose Tyler.
It looks like Doctor. Rose Tyler.
Yeah, she's taking on the Doctor's form, but we don't know yet because I don't think it's greenlit yet. But it's literally like the last scene is Rose Tyler smiling and going like, "Oh my god," and I lost my mind because I love the Bad Wolf stuff where she can, like, you know, open all the time portals and wipe all the Daleks away. I thought that was so cool. I love characters like that.
Well, have you ever watched the classic Doctor Who? It talked about how the Daleks came to be, and it's really kind of sad. How the Daleks came to be in the first place. All right, let me give you a quick recap. Basically, the planet of the Daleks, the people were always at war with each other. Right? They've done everything you can imagine to each other: chemical, nuclear, biological. Unfortunately, the result is that they have de-evolved so much from poisons and toxins that the first Dalek, for lack of a better name, because he had a Dalek suit, but he was human. But it was more like think of a Dalek suit where the lower part of his body was in the Dalek frame. And they're hideous looking. The other ones they created in the lab, they just look like gelatinous blobs kind of things. That's why they needed those format. It was for the life support, and also and of course nobody on the planet the Daleks loved anybody. So everybody hated each other. So it wasn't like, I don't know how in the hell they could ever manage to work out as a civilization that hates each other like that. But they do. And then they go ahead and they kill the planet trying to kill each other. That would suck.
I just really have a soft spot for the newer reboot because it was just the first thing I watched. I really wish my parent watched Doctor Who. Or I think I would be really into classic Doctor Who because that's the only reason why I really like
you can
the
watch
original
classic
Star
Doctor
Trek
Who
series.
On Pluto. The classic Doctor Who's on Pluto TV. I don't know about the more modern stuff, but the classics on Pluto.
I think old season. Let me check. I'm gonna look on Disney Plus really quick because Disney owns Doctor Who now, technically.
They own Pluto.
At least the rights. Doctor Who. Okay, I think. Oh, what? Oh, they removed. That's really weird.
That's not surprising.
They removed all the old seasons. That's weird. Wait, is the old Doctor Who on HBO Max now? Dude, I can't keep up with all these. I think it's called just Classic Who. Doctor Who.
Oh, you can always Google it and find out where can I find Classic Doctor Who.
There's 26 seasons. Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah.
That's a lot of seasons.
Yeah.
I like the Doctor with the multicolored scarf.
Yeah.
Do you like classic? Do you like original Star Trek?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I like to think about how much of a player Gene Roddenberry was. Because, I've been rewatching Star Trek, the original series as an adult, and I guess you really don't think about it when you're a kid, but, there's a lot of scantily clad women, and they're very
of course,
sexually precocious. They're very horny.
James T. Kirk kind of reminds me of Noodles in one sense.
Oh my god, that would be a perfect Halloween costume. Could you imagine him with the cut and the shirt and the fake blood at where his chest is?
I could just see Noodles just change his look a little bit, and when you come into this, looking at Janice Wren and going, "My God, I want you in my bed so bad." Of course, I don't think Paramount would have probably put that on the TV show when it was on NBC. But that's what he would be thinking. And Tasty Kirk, I always feel like I'm always more like a Montgomery Scott and maybe a little bit of, Mr. Spock too, because I got a lot of Mr. Spock personality, technology, and I got a lot of Montgomery Scott engineering stuff. That's what I do. So that's why when I built the solar setup, it was for me. It was doing something that was right up my alley.
I think in all the Star Trek universe, the character I probably relate to the most is characters from DS9, unfortunately, but
it's okay.
Jadzia Dax. I love Jadzia. I love Kira Nerys.
Kira Nerys is always kind of funny. I like this.
She has so much character development in 8 seasons where you're like, oh my god!
I always see some Blazing Leo and Kira Nerys too. It's if you think about it, they're not that different from each other. They're both very matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? With Leo, same thing, right?
I'm trying to think of another character.
I always thought Benjamin Sisko is kind of trying to be kind of like Jean-Luc Picard.
Well, okay, but here's the thing though. He wants to leave Starfleet, right? Until the emissary stuff comes into play.
All right.
It's the scene where he has to sit and talk to Jean-Luc Picard after, he's like, "Oh, I remember you at Wolf 359," and then it's like, "Oh yeah, my wife died there, and I tried to rip her corpse out of
that's
rubble."
Right. His wife died.
It's horrible, and nobody cares about that aspect, right? It's all business. It's all military. It's let's keep on going.
Military. They're not technically
a
military organization. They're not like the Klingon Klingon Command, and it's not the same kind of thing. But yeah,
Well, it's kind of like the Space Navy.
Right. Or more like is more like the Explorer Society, like in the dwarves of the World of Warcraft. You know, they're. I mean, yeah, we explore, but yes, we carry weapons too in case we have to kill somebody. But basically, our main focus is exploration.
Well, I think that's where I like DS9 a lot more. Is that it's critical of its own universe, right? Because there are moments in Deep Space Nine where you go, you know, Starfleet really isn't as right as maybe some of these side characters' issues are.
I like Voyager. I like Catherine.
Oh my god, I love
her. You know, more serious approach, but still a science person. But and I definitely like B'Elanna Torres. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
The first Klingon human fusion character looks like B'Elanna Torres was created by me. In my story, Maka's World, and the character's name is Bichala, which everybody's supposed to be Bichala now. So, that was actually the one that came up with the character B'Elanna Torres before she became a character.
Huh. Well, that's interesting, Michelle.
Yeah.
I like, the phage, the people that have to keep organ harvesting, and that B'Elanna Torres's Klingon DNA is what's going to help stop the phage from overtaking their body or whatever. I think that's interesting, like a disease that you could never kill, and so they just have to keep trying or they're all going to die.
Aren't they the ones who stole Neelix's lungs? Because
yes.
And so,
which is also terrifying.
It was
beamed
his girlfriend,
out his lungs.
Ocampa, that had to give him one of her lungs, because they even know the doctor came up with holographic lungs. Think of it like the equivalent of a modern day version of iron lung. You couldn't move, really. You move, the holographic lungs are going to stop working. He's going to suffocate. You can imagine the reality of how complicated your life would be. That right? Think about the poor schmuck in an iron lung. Now, here you have no physical containment, that if you move 1 millimeter, all of a sudden you can't breathe, because now your lungs are totally out of position, you know? And like the holographic doctor says, yes, they're working quite satisfactory, I should say. Yeah, I'd say so. Until he wants to get up or scratch an itch. Good luck. But still, it was an interesting idea. But the fact that the Ocampa found a way to live more than, was it 7 years or something?
Yeah, they have a baby life. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you though, Michelle. The relationship between Neelix and
his girlfriend.
Kes,
yeah.
It's so weird. It's just horrible. Just not even in like the mixed age range. Like, Neelix is like weird and like massively possessive to the point where it's like, did you want her to stay on that planet so she could just live her life like ignorantly and that would just please you, and then she'd die and then you just move on? Like, I started questioning his motives. I was like, maybe you two shouldn't be together. Weird.
You know, what's weird is when Neelix commandeered the captain's dining room and turns it into a mess hall and galley. That was interesting, too. You know?
I'm so nerdy, Michelle. I joined my local chapter of the Federation, which is like, it's like a volunteer organization / like, there's like, you can make con appearances, or like you're watching Star Trek with a bunch of people or whatever.
Yeah.
My class or whatever, I picked Neelix's cultural ambassador because I like, I'm sorry, Neelix has the best of both worlds. He could just do basically whatever the fuck he wants, and he's not in Starfleet really. He's not. He's just there.
He's a free agent. He reminds me of an Aquarius. It really does. Kind of reminds me of Chris Bliss.
Okay, hear me out though. Taurus only for the fact that he loves the food. That's honestly, that's one of my want to get cookbooks.
Yeah, I
is the
kind of
Neelix
see
cookbook.
some of his food. I kind of wonder what I'm eating. For example, his idea of cheese. Get the cheese to sick bay. Poor Chicote. Oh, the thing is that, yeah, I definitely see a lot of Aquarius in him. Maybe a little bit of Taurus, but definitely a lot more Aquarius. Kind of I'm my own man. I do things my own way. I commandeered the captain's dining room to turn it into a mess hall because no one else thought about we're going to run out of replicator rations soon. Yeah, that's a good point, you know.
Also, I love the Borg. That's why I think Voyager does it best. And I'd love another series where we're going into
7 of 9. 7 of 9 is cool.
I love the Borg Queen. I'm not gonna lie. I like the villain character sometimes. And she's like all slick and slimy, and she's just like, yeah, we're just gonna torture this one sentient Borg because fuck it. Like, okay, God.
Who on YouTube is there anybody on YouTube that reminds you of the Borg Queen? I'm just curious.
The Borg Queen.
Given the way that she has her fingers in everything, literally in her case.
I could think of a couple people.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly where Noodles would fit, though. I don't think... He's not a Neelix. As I said, Chris Bliss reminds me more of a Neelix. He's not a Chakotay.
I dislike Chakotay's character as an adult now because, basically...
He thinks he knows everything.
That the writers consulted, you know, like in the 90s, there was a really big craze to talk to, like, indigenous consultants. And a lot of these indigenous consultants in America were just like white people. And so a lot of like the indigenous culture, like writing motifs that they put around Chakotay's character is all just made up bullshit, which makes it just weird, where I'm like, we couldn't have like opened a book or something and then like double checked what she had to say.
I never watched Orville. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. I also used to watch the original Battlestar Galactica too. The original.
You know what I've been wanting to try out, Michelle? The show Farscape. Have you watched that show?
Oh yeah, I used to watch it a lot every day, almost every time.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's weird though. But
I like weird. I really like the
puppets. Then you'll love Farscape, you'll love Diargo, and you're gonna love Tiana. And the pilot is more interesting. The pilot is fused to Moya the ship. Moya is a living spacecraft. Watch it; it's pretty cool. It's
Yes, I gotta check it out. Because I've been, like, exhausted. Okay. I have to have the TV on when I go to sleep, right?
I do the same thing.
That's just how I've always been. It's how my mom did it growing up. It's just how it is. I like a soft, constant talking. So,
yep.
Star Trek is my go-to.
The same thing. My father does the same thing with the news. He's like watching Fox News. All of a sudden, you hear him snoring away. Right? And then
it's soothing.
Yeah, the voices. Yeah, you feel like you're not totally alone. You know, but you got that voice. I did the same thing with YouTube. I don't have it set to autoplay the next video because I think that would absolutely drive me crazy waking up and watching all the crackpot videos show up and like, what do I watch now? Oh. How to shit in a bedpan. Oh, that's something fun. Oh.
Then you're gonna hear loud ass fart sounds, Lord.
And you go, what?
N60 would say shitting in his ear. Oh no.
Oh, it was. Yes, it was. And but you know, they definitely. I think that Gene Roddenberry and Dustin really worked hard to make the best with what they had.
Gene Roddenberry was good at writing 60s TV, but have you watched Next Generation's first season? A lot of the really bad episodes are the ones that Gene Roddenberry did. Like the ones that you're like, really? This is like, and I
saw Encounter at Fairpoint. That wasn't too bad. I mean,
that's a good episode, but the next episode afterwards is everybody on the Enterprise is drunk and horny. Like, okay, Gene, we get it. That would be a great TNG episode. It was already a TNG or whatever, or TOS episode.
Do you think Noodles would love to be on a show like that? Or IRL, if you were on this Starship Enterprise, everybody's drunk and horny, and he's like, yeah, baby, this rocket's ready to launch.
To the
holodeck. You know he would be addicted to holodeck, right? Definitely.
Yeah, I think, but I feel like he would still do his job. Maybe it's like a holodeck addiction that he like keeps hidden or something.
Oh, it's just like
he programs holodeck.
I could just see him going in the holodeck, I could just see him doing simulated YouTube content in the holodeck, in a simulated car, doing the same thing he's doing now. Hey, I'm driving around virtual New York City. Oh, there's a nice girl with a nice ass.
Okay, well, to be fair, Tom Paris was working on classic cars in the holodeck on Voyager. So
he was. But he also was working in classic cars, obviously, when he was home, wherever that would be, on Earth.
No, he was on the penal colony, wasn't he? He was too busy being arrested.
Yeah. Probably because arrested because of running around with his hot rod Lincoln. You're not driving a drunken gun, you're driving a hot rod Lincoln.
He helped the Maquis.
Yeah, that's why he was in jail. Yeah. So he was originally a Starfleet officer. So obviously he left after he got a dishonorable discharged. Well, he went to the Maquis, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then he got captured and put in jail. Michelle, let's ask a really controversial Star Trek question, and this will put the divide, and I think we'll both agree. Have you watched any new Star Trek? Like, and what I would consider new Star Trek is past the 2009 movies. 2011, whatever.
I saw some Enterprise. Movies. That's the last I saw was Enterprise.
Oh, Enterprise is also good. Okay.
It wasn't bad. I mean, when I had a TV license, I would watch it, but it was just not my thing.
It's good and it's not good. Like, there are parts where I'm like, this idea is so good.
Yeah.
And then,
you're talking about the things like Starfleet Academy. No, I've never seen it.
What's your opinion on new Trek? Do you have that's what the new Star Trek is called?
I haven't really watched it.
Trek.
I haven't really watched it, so I can't give you an honest opinion of it.
Okay.
I've just heard about it.
I haven't watched it. I've watched the first 2 episodes of, oh god, it was the first like newer series that came out. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Star Trek series. Because I've been thinking about watching like Strange New Worlds. It seems kind of interesting, but at the same time, Discovery. I watched 2 episodes of Discovery, and I was like, that's something.
I've heard of it, but I never watched it. Like Chris says here, he says, in my honest opinion, when visual effects hinder imagination of the viewer, it takes away from the thought process and trains the brain to be as zombie viewers. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why, even on story time with Grok, you'll notice I don't usually show a lot of visuals in the story because I want you, when you're listening to the story, to visualize what the environment looks like. Not have me basically show you, oh, this is the way I see it as an artist, how I draw the way Silvermoon looks. I want you to visualize it in your own mind's eye.
I play a lot of TTRPGs, so I already got, I think, an overactive imagination still.
I've heard about that, about the wokeness. I've heard all about it. I think that's what killed Star Trek Academy, was the wokeness. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. But I really think,
I mean, like, they're trying to get younger adults to watch, like, and get into Star Trek in a like interpersonal conflict way, right? Like, oh, I like sci-fi, but also I want to see people date. And
yeah.
I don't know who's asking for that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Everybody's gonna date, just like everybody eats and sleeps and shits. You know,
but like, they're trying to make it like again, like a young adult teen drama, but it's Star Trek, and they're going through the academy. So it's
that's
like,
why it's called the academy.
They're in like an educational setting. It's like a college thing. They're trying to branch out in a weird direction. When honestly, here you go. I got the new Star Trek show for you. Why can't we be in the Alpha Quadrant? There we go. Boom. In the Alpha Quadrant. People exploring the Alpha Quadrant. Or literally any of the other quadrants that are far as fuck away. And you just say, oh, they're on like a 10-year away mission and they're going to come back.
The Alpha, Delta, and Gamma, Beta, Delta, and Gamma. Why aren't you exploring more of them? Okay, that's what Deep Space Nine did with the Delta, Gamma Quadrant, right? Sorry. But, and of course, Voyager was in the Delta Quadrant, right?
I think, and the Delta Quadrant stuff would be interesting to do, because you could do, because, you know, Janeway goes to the academy in the future, and she's teaching all these classes, like, oh, the show's premises... Oh, our mission.
Unfortunately, I heard that the character Kate Milgren is passed on, so unfortunately, it's gonna have to be somebody else. But I will say one thing is I love some of the fan fiction on YouTube, like, you know, the old Babylon 5 versus the old series Star Trek, you know, where now James T. Kirk has to fight Cylons. That's kind of funny. That's the kind of stuff I watch. Kind of stupid, but cute, you know. And just like when Captain Catherine Janeway had to deal with the young and the start in Babylon 5, not Babylon, sorry. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica, the new Battlestar Galactica with the young Apollo. That's the in the old president, the woman, the president. That was kind of cool too. That's fan fiction. I like that stuff. I do enjoy it. It makes me feel good. I don't like is when, okay, some people say, oh, I hate words. All they're doing is talking, telling a story, narrating a story. Excuse me. But you know what? In my case, narrating a story is absolutely fine because I like radio shows, so don't bother me. I'll listen to it. I mean, as long as the narrator is the right voice and doesn't sound like a Dalek, you know. Exterminate! No, I don't want to exterminate. You know, I want to just have a nice voice that reads me a story because I like to use them as like bedtime stories. I like fall asleep to them, and that's what I like. and that YouTube demonetizes all these channels. And then they're like, and the creators are like, what am I gonna do now? We're not being monetized anywhere. We're not being banned, but we're not being paid. And then it's like I told one channel, have you thought about setting up a Patreon page? Because you guys, if you had a Patreon page, I bet you could get plenty of your fans to donate to you. You guys have good content. You know what's worse is that YouTube is still running goddamn ads on their videos. They didn't stop running ads. They keep the revenue all for themselves.
I mean, I would have to imagine the hosting costs, though, Michelle, for a thing like YouTube is astronomical.
Oh, yeah,
how many people are uploading every day?
But the thing is at the same time, okay, they're saying, oh, we don't want you to reuse old content stuff or AI stuff, but yet you're going to still run ads on the content, but you're not going to pay anybody anything? I mean, okay, if you want to have different tiers of payment, I could see that. Like AI content or story channels get paid less than those that do active, interactive shows like this. We make a little more money, but if they start doing tiers, I'm probably going to be in deep shit. But they already do anyway. It's called RPM and CPM. It rates. Revenue, per million or 1,000 subs, clicks per million. Or miliardo. They're talking about milli. That means milli in Italian, which means 1,000. And so I just think it's kind of interesting that they're so. Yet they created the AI monster. I want to just bring this back to YouTube for a second. You guys wanted us to use AI. We used AI that you wanted us to use, and channels that wanted to do stories. Some of them are narrated by human beings. They may have worked on the story with AI, like I'm doing with the Grok story. But I'm still reading it. Grok's still reading it. We're doing it together, so we're showing how it's done quietly in the background. I really would like to see these channels have a fighting chance. I mean, I think that's magic. I love stories. I'm not good with animation. I can't even figure out how to animate my way out of a cardboard box. But I can certainly sit down with a pen and paper, write a story. Or you work with, Grok or ChatGPT and start, okay, here's the story, here's the plot, here's the theme, here's what's going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. But when the case of the Silvermoon story, it's supposed to be describing what's going to happen to the next life. We decided to go into the little bit more silly part because of people were getting kind of bored with the dry reality. So I said, okay, how about this? Somebody gives them a mysterious box through a portal from a large container, shipping container. Inside is transmitter, radios, technical instruction books, records, magnetic reels of tape, just to spice it up. So now we're basing a story on that. It's cute. It's just cool. But I don't think that's one of the reasons why I say is I like to see more people giving the story a fair shake. It's not mainstream. And YouTube can't say you can't say it's AI because it is, but it's not. In other words, I'm working with Grok. You're hearing me interact with Grok in the video. You hear me typing at Grok. You hear Grok responding to my questions. So, it's an interesting approach. And if I welcome other people to do the same thing. Well, anyway, right now it's about 12:55. Do you want to say anything before we get ready to wrap it up?
Tomorrow's political talk. Oh,
that's
here,
right.
idea for political talk.
Yep.
Have Have you ever watched those Jubilee videos where it's like conservatives versus ultra liberals? Well, they ask these questions, and I'm thinking more across the lines of like coming up with this series of questions on where people fall in line on certain topics.
It'll be interesting to see what we do something like that on our round table. You notice that most of the round table, we're not really ultra conservative, we're not ultra liberal. It's kind of like we're more, you saw the graphs, we're almost kind of like, we got some far left, we got some far right, we got some far, left demos and far right.
So yeah, I want to come up with a series of questions because I think we could get down to some topics where we'll genuinely disagree, but also have a good conversation.
Yeah, maybe Leftcast can help me find something because I'm pretty much this week. I really don't have anything to cover, so yeah, we could do something like that.
So yep, I will talk to him about it, and I will post like.
Also, I'd love to see Cal Doge come up once in a while, too. I don't know if he's into this, but I would love to see him come up.
He's just had a lot going on.
Okay.
We will, and when he's more free, I will encourage him to come back.
Or even Val 420. I know she said a raid a couple times over, but I haven't seen her on the morning show.
Fair enough. When I talk to Val, I'll see what's going on. They're also in Pacific time zone, I'm pretty sure. So they're 3 hours.
So right now it is about 9:57 there. So but like I said, I'd love to see more people part of the show, because when Noodles walked off the set and Moose walked off the set, there really wasn't anyone, to kind of, I'm the kind of person you kind of need to kind of get started. I'm like an old engine with a carburetor. Sometimes you got to spritz in a little bit of gasoline into the bowl of the carburetor to get the show started. It doesn't just. It's not like fuel injection all of a sudden just go vroom. I wish you could. Yeah, I mean, for me, you gotta close the choke after you put some fuel in the bowl of the carburetor to get the things turning over. Yeah.
I always like talking to you, Michelle.
Yeah.
I try to come on when I can. It's hard for me on the weekends, but during the week, I'm really not bullshitting you here. You help me get out of bed. Oh. I would be bed rotting without.
Well, let's see without if we can try you going. To do that then. Let's try to see if we can get you to become kind of a regular along with Leo, because it makes the show go a lot better.
Whenever you're like, why don't you come on up, Brittany? I'm like, well, now I gotta get out of bed. I gotta get up now.
I also like to get Fairy to come up here too, and Nads to come up here.
We will see who we can get up here, and I'm sure Gidgey, once she's done moving, will come back. And once Tiger Kitty's, I'm excited for Tiger Kitty's England adventure stories. So we're gonna have to ask her what she did.
Yeah, I got a feeling she said she's gonna bring some stuff back for me. I asked her to pick up at the hardware store over there.
Ooh, Michelle.
And along with food, I love those chocolates they have, like the Flake and some of the other ones. And
I don't know anything. All I know about British food is like beans, English breakfast, sausage.
Well, it's a start. Most people don't even think about that much.
Can you get a good English breakfast in America? I wonder.
Yeah, if you make it yourself.
Well, no, I'm thinking like restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen Irish restaurants. I've never seen like a British restaurant. I get a British pub. I don't know. I've never seen one of those in America.
Pub food. Yeah, I bet there are probably some in the larger cities or larger UK population.
Yeah, I guess that would depend, huh?
I mean, the Green is Irish family. They don't cook Irish food; they just cook American food. But they make a variation of pizza called Irish pizza, which is pretty good. Yeah.
All right, Michelle. I don't think I have anything more to say.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh no, Scooter went back to the LCU.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's his choice. He wants to be involved with Keemstar. I mean, that's fine.
Well, I hope Gidgey's okay. Gidgey, I hope you're okay,
she's
doll.
okay too. Well,
are we wrapping it up, Michelle?
Yeah.
Oh, today, Michelle, I think me and Val are gonna play video games. If you like Baldur's Gate at all, we're gonna play Baldur's Gate today.
I haven't played video games in a while because sometimes I just don't have enough energy to do shit. So
I feel you totally.
Because right now I don't have any extra cash in my wallet, so like I have no money to go out there even go pick up a soda or anything because I used up my food stamps and then I used up my cash in my wallet, and I'm not touching my checking account because that money is only about $230, and I'm like, I gotta save that because next month I gotta pay bills. See, that's the thing that people don't realize is that when the donations dried up, it really hurt me because now I'm in survival mode right now. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going out. I'm not eating out. I'm not doing anything. I just sit here. I
can understand that eating out probably like switches up your routine, but it's so bad, Michelle.
It's so expensive too.
Yeah, I have to stop door dashing. I'm wasting so much money on it, Michelle. It's so bad.
I really would love to if we had in Winston, if we still had a Wendy's. We don't have a Wendy's anymore. We used to.
Damn.
We used to have a Burger King. Long ago. All we have is McDonald's, and I don't really want McDonald's. I want something different. But I used to go out and do things, and then like I like to get lemonade at Cumbies. It's just fine. It's like it's not the cheapest. It's not the cheapest game in town. It's not the most expensive. It's like $2 for a Lurs, 32-ounce lemonade or Diet Coke, which is fine.
It's not terrible. It's not great, but
right. Well, at least it gives me a reason to wiggle and jiggle around a little bit. But I don't really have the money to do that because I'm so worried about the budget right now because I'm like in survival mode. And I'm stressed out so bad about the budget.
I feel you, Michelle. I'm kind of in the similar situation. I work a million fucking jobs and I can't make ends meet at the moment, and it's just constantly. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think though, Michelle, like for the like when you raised money last week, you're able to make money. Like people want to give you money. So I think
we got the cash.
We just need to
and PayPal.
We just need to figure it out for other things, maybe smaller goals of what you want to do.
I think what it is that I think some people forget that when you're on YouTube and you're making money, you get used to getting the money in there as being part of your income, and so
that's
when people stop donating to you, you feel like you did something wrong, even though you didn't change anything, and you're like, and you keep scratching your head, what the hell did I do wrong now? Why am I going from what I was normally making to virtually just making money on ad sets, which is nonsense. It doesn't pay that well. And yet, you didn't change your content. You're creating more shows, and yet the revenue is not coming in. But the bill collector's still at the door, and you have no money in the till, and you're going, how am I supposed to pay you? I used to get $300, and now I'm only got $100. And that's or below the 100, so I don't get paid by YouTube. And then I'm like, you son of a, you know what I mean? And then you're like,
yeah.
And everybody says, stop e-bagging, stop e-bagging, stop e-bagging. I'm not e-bagging, guys. I need this money to help pay my bills. This is not e-bagging. You want to see e-bagging? I'm not the one to go talk to.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Grizz. A coffee or tea donation fund for in between. Yeah, or something like that. We could. There's so many. Here's the thing, Michelle.
It says on the screen, anonymous donations are welcome. Because
I think we'll have to rework some, like, he's talking more about, like, in a visual sense, like, if someone came in and saw, donate to Michelle's pop fund, maybe they would be more willing than just seeing it. Anonymous donations of bot tricks are welcome. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe a visual element. But what I was gonna say was,
what also is too is that people keep harping about my solar panels and my braille display.
Like, I don't care about,
dude,
it's your money, Michelle.
It's my money. The solar panels are so that I have power to keep the show running when the lights go out. Because I couldn't have a generator here, and even if I could have a generator here, somebody's gonna still have to go out there, open up the valve for the propane. You know, someone's still gonna have to pull the start cord to get it going. And of course, when the tank goes empty, someone's gonna swap the Blue Rhino tank over another Blue Rhino. At least with the sun, at least I don't have to worry about keeping a tank of combustible fuel sitting on my porch.
Yeah, that's not safe.
Yeah.
Michelle, though, I think that it's just kind of the ebb and flow of
Yeah, there is that. It's summer, people are outside.
Well, just in general of being like an independent contractor and it kind of being like this is like your own business type deal, like, because you're running a business, right, being a content creator. So like getting down those changes that you might need to make to get more people in, it's difficult. Nobody writes a book about like, oh, this is how you'll get people to pay attention to you. Well, that's one thing that
this channel, as you've already said, Brittany, does that is very different than a lot of other YouTube channels do.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes this channel stand out. So I got my niche. And you already know
I definitely agree.
And it's a positive niche. It's not like one of the other drama channels, like, well, we know the kind of people we're talking about. I'm not going to give names.
We know those kind of channels.
I don't need to get involved with that. It just basically makes me miserable to feel about it. I could never imagine being a host of one of those channels, sitting there talking about horrible stuff every day. I think that would basically make me start screaming.
Yeah, I definitely need to talk about what I'm interested in, or I don't want to talk about it at all, and it's really exhausting.
Yes, the new generators do start automatically. However, you're talking about possibly a portable propane or gasoline putt-putt, and then even if it's electric start, you still got to go ahead and go up there and push the button to turn it on. And it's still going to take a few minutes or a few seconds for it to get up to speed. And the fact is that my landlord doesn't want any kind of combustible stuff on the porch. So, which means where are you going to put the generator? You're really not going to put it on the porch because you can't. So you're going to put it where? Downstairs on the back of the building? And then somebody decides to rob it and steal it for themselves. Then when you need to turn it on and there's no generator to turn on because someone stole it. At least I can say with the lithium iron phosphate battery system I got now, I know where it is. It's in my living room, and it's not going anywhere. So, you know, I mean, generators can be a good thing, but unfortunately, the reality is, why would I want to have to run a internal combustion engine? If I can get sunlight naturally for free, why wouldn't I want to use the sun? I can get it for free. That makes a big difference, you know. All right, Brittany. So I will see you later on. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Thank you for having me, as always. I will think of questions.
And other people can come by tomorrow too.
Yes, I will be up and bright-eyed and push-tailed to hang out with you, Michelle.
Yeah.
And the audience. Don't forget, guys, like on your way out when the video uploads. Hype it. You can always hype Michelle's stuff. Share it.
And also, don't forget to hype it too, because you know, I mean, the new videos you can hype, even the live streams you can hype after they're fully developed. Hype them. Why not? You guys like the show? Please share it at least. Let people know about it, because it's what we've been doing for years.
Live later today, if you want to watch drama stuff.
Yeah,
live at 4 p.m. Eastern, Girl World and Politics, if anybody wants to watch some of that. Keldos.
Riz said I would do a tea donation funds, and when you gotta take a tea break, I would. Says, oh, pee break.
This pee break is brought to you by Iced Tea.
No.
Lord.
I'd really like to be able to get back out and do some things. Of course, this is another reason I feel bad with the Noodles thing, because we were doing things at one time, but unfortunately, the price of gasoline had got up so much. I really felt it was imposing too much to have him come all the way out here, and you know, and unlike me, he doesn't even turn the monetization on his channel. So he's even more dependent on revenue from his donators, you know. And then the reason even if he did, because at least he used copyrighted content, he wouldn't have been able to make money on it anyway. That's the sad thing.
I don't know, Michelle. I'm hoping for the best. Yeah. I'm sending out the feelers that I enjoy talking to Noodles.
Yeah,
I think we all miss him.
Maybe you can reach out to him in a DM and say that, hey, look, Michelle would like you to come back on the show. You know.
Maybe he just needs some space, and he'll make his great return, I hope, and we'll have a party. If I hear Noodles is back, I'll get those noisemakers and a little hat, everything. I'll go all out.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for coming by.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so that sounds pretty good to me. We had a good show there. And thank you, Brittany, for coming by. Thank you, Leo, for coming by. And if someone could reach out to Doodles and tell him that we'd like to see him come by, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, yeah!
I mean, I never really had anything against Noodles. It just sometimes he does things that upset me, and I've told him that many times, but I have not against him. I just, wish he'd just drop by. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the blessings out of the way so we can get ready for the rest of the day. May all of you have a happy and safe day. Stay out of trouble. May your day be bright and happy. May the sun shine on your day. May good fortune be bestowed upon you. May happiness be in your life. And don't forget, may you not forget to like, share, and subscribe and be with us. Because we're always here with you every morning. We appreciate when you share out the show and let people know. And let them know anonymous donations are accepted. They don't even have to show their name or face or anything. They can just donate as anonymous. And that still counts, and we accept that. The service is ended. Time to go. Peace, kind, love, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to party on, dude, and be excellent to one another. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Michele Marie Dalene, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way. Twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she dances through life, her heart in control. She goes around with every rhythm, with every